Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to me from. My name is Ayoti, and this is the Naija FC podcast on Eagles Tracker, the home of Nigerian football. This is a show where we bring you our raw, honest, unfiltered opinions on all the hottest and latest topics in the world of Nigerian football. And boy, do I have another exciting episode for you today. We are going to be doing a review of the weekend's action. We'll talk about the incident between Ademola Lookman and his former head coach, Urich at Atalanta. Is it being blown out of proportion? Does Lookman just have beef with everybody in Atalanta? Is it time for him to leave in January? Would he even be able to leave at the kind of valuation that we're talking about last season? We'll get into all of that. We'll talk about awards because this is award season. Nominees for FIFA's the best awards were released. One of our players got nominated. One of our players didn't get nominated. We'll talk about the CAF Awards very briefly. CAF Awards taking place in a couple of days, 9 days to be exact, in Morocco. We'll get into that as well. We'll talk about the Super Eagles squad list. Eric Shell, better late than never, but he finally released his list. 24 players for the game against Gabon and potentially the second game against Cameroon or DR Congo. And we will, of course, look deeply into the upcoming game versus Gabon. Can we beat Gabon? Can we advance to the final of the CAF World Cup qualifying playoffs to eventually make it to the FIFA Interconfederation World Cup qualifying playoffs? Long routes that were taken, but hey, we still have a chance. We'll get into all of that on today's show. So please, guys, wherever you're watching from, I welcome you. I say grab your cup of water, grab your cup of tea, coffee, liquor, whatever you like to consume while you be entertained. Grab it now. Grab a popcorn, tea, biscuits, cookie, whatever it is. If it's jollof rice, that's fine as well. Because we're going to be here for maybe the next hour and a half, 2 hours, dissecting all these various topics. And as always, we want to get your engagement. So please like, share, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments in the comment section. And if you want us to highlight your comments on screen, if you want us to answer a question that you might have, you want us to discuss something that you're wondering about, send your comments with a super chat. That is a small way that you can support the efforts that we do at the channel. If you have the means, please support with a super chat. If you don't have the means, that's fine as well. We still appreciate your engagement and we appreciate you for being part of the audience. So yes, thank you very much. As always, I like to start by doing a review of the past weekend's action. Just before the international break, as Eagles Tracker, we tracked 172 different matches from 69 leagues around the world. Lots of Nigerian players in action. Some were outstanding, some were good, some were not so good. We will talk about the ones that I think are worthy of note. We'll start with the goalkeepers. Arthur Okonkwo kept a clean sheet and made 4 saves for Wrexham. Okonkwo, of course, is someone that is on the radar of Nigerian fans and the Nigerian Football Federation as well, but is yet to be part of the Super Eagles setup. We'll have to see if things change in the future. Matthew Yakubu kept a clean sheet while making 5 saves for Banska Bystrica in Slovakia. Chiamaka Nnadozie made 3 saves for Brighton as they were held to a 1-1 draw, or as they held Liverpool to a 1-1 draw in the English WSL. And then David Nwoloko kept a clean sheet while making 6 saves for NK Opatia in the Croatian HNL. Over in the defense, Christy Uchebi kept a clean sheet with Benfica. Jordan Torunariga made 4 tackles and won 10 goals for Hamburger SV in Germany. Ashley Plumter with 2 tackles, 4 interceptions, and 5 clearances for Etihad Ladies in Saudi. Chibuike Nwanwu, 4 tackles, 4 interceptions, 7 goals, 1 for Wolfsburger AC in Austria. We had Leon Balogun keeping a clean sheet with Aris Limassol in Cyprus. Chidozie Awaziem, 3 blocks, 5 goals, 16 clearances for FC Nantes in France. And then Franklin Uchenatebo scored a goal for Red Star Belgrade or Crvena Zvezda in Serbia. Over in the midfield, Victor Ochayi was on target for September Sofia. Tom Dele Bashiru got an assist for Genk Beligi. Tochiko Unadi, 2 tackles, 2 clearances, and 4 goals for Zolta Waregem in Belgium. Ebenezer Akinsomiru created 1 chance, made 2 interceptions, made 3 clearances, and won 5 goals for Pisa in Italy. Samson Tijani, 1 chance created, 3 tackles, 1 ace-goals, 1 for Dukla Paha in the Czech Republic. Adam Yakubu with 2 tackles and 10 goals for AS Trenchin. Nnamdi Ofobo, 1 assist and 3 clearances with 12 goals, 1 for Barnet. Wilfred Ndidi, 5 tackles, 9 goals, 1 for Besiktas in Turkey. And then Anthony Dennis with 1 chance created, 2 tackles completed, and 5 goals, 1 for Göztepe in Turkey. Quadri Adediran also scored a goal for Atis. Over to the forwards, Sani Suleiman, 1 goal and 1 chance created for AS Trenchin. Ridwan Sanusi with 5 chances created, 6 goals, 1 for Podbrezova. Anayo Iwala scored a goal for Al Arabi in Kuwait. Mustafa Abiodun was on target for Tech Stilak. We had Hafiz Umar. You guys might know him. He was a young player that was quite big up. He was on target for Stade de Reims in France. Victor Boniface got an assist, a very crazy assist, but an assist nevertheless for Werder Bremen. Ifeanyi Eze scored one goal for Wellington Phoenix in Australia. Joy Omewa was on target for Fortuna Hyorin. Paul Onwachu was on target for Trabzonspor, his 8th goal of the season. We'll talk about him a little bit more when we get into Super Eagles. Wisdom Sule was on target for MK Aluminij. Gift Monday scored a header for Washington Spirit in the NWSL in the USA. Philip Ejike scored one goal for PFC Montana. Emeka Eze with one goal and one assist for Korum FK in Turkey. Bright Edomwonyi scored one goal for Spartacus. Salim Fago Lawal with 2 goals for MK Istra. Abubakar Gali got 1 assist for Sigma Olomouc in the Czech Republic. Tony Payne was the assist maker for Everton in their game. And then Fred Onyedima with 2 goals for Wycombe Wanderers. And I wrap up with Samuel Kalu, who got 1 assist for Botev Plovdiv in Bulgaria. Lots of performances to note, lots of good players, some players that we haven't heard so much about actually performing quite well this weekend. But I'll touch on a couple of performances that I thought were really good. I'll start by highlighting Chidozie Awaziem. Chidozie Awaziem continues to impress for FC Nantes. He's playing this cover role for FC Nantes. He's not really attacking the ball as much, but he's there to just clean things up and to make sure that everything goes according to plan. They're not quite winning matches, but their defense is not as bad as it usually is. If you know the story of FC Nantes, they are a team that battles relegation after relegation after relegation, especially even when Moses Simon was there. That was the story of their team. And Awaziem has come and brought in a little bit more organization in their defense, I must say. And he's been doing quite well. I think out of their 11 matches this season, maybe he's had like 2 games that he wasn't one of the better performers on the Nantes team, or even in the entire match. When you look at the numbers, the statistics, the performances overall. So I'm really impressed with what Awaziem is doing. And this is not just to big him up for no reason. I think when a player is worthy of praise, we should give them their due credit. And no surprise that he's back in the Super Eagles setup. I think, when Eric Schell talks about the players that he wants in his team have to be playing for their club, they have to be playing well. I think Awaziem hits those 2 criteria. So I'm just happy for him. After going to the USA, making a little bit of money for like a year, he's now back in mainstream Europe. And he does, it doesn't really look like he missed too much of a beat. So I'm happy for him, and I hope that it continues. One other defender that is slowly creeping into my head more and more, where I want to talk about him, is Franklin Chenatebo. After joining Red Star Belgrade, he was a teammate of Peter Olayinka. Peter Olayinka has now left the club, but he wasn't really in their team initially. He was on the bench a lot. He wasn't getting games. And then Franklin Tebo has now started to get games for Red Star Belgrade. He has now become a key player for them. And he has now put in some consecutively solid performances. So I just think, again, I'm not telling you that he's the next best thing. He's not a young guy, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's already like 24, 25 or thereabouts. But I'm liking his performances. I'm liking what he's doing. I'm liking what he's contributing to Red Star Belgrade. So I think he's one to just watch. He's one to just keep an eye on and see how he continues to perform. Because this is the highest level that he has played at. And if things continue to go like this for him, who knows? Maybe he can find himself in a bigger club in the near future. Maybe he can find himself tussling for a position. Who knows? He's 25 years old, so obviously this is the time where you expect him to be getting to his best. And it looks like he has become a much better player than when I was watching him play for, was it Rosenborg? No, Sapsborg in Norway, only some time ago. So I'm really happy about that. And Franklin Uchenatebo is just someone that I'm keeping an eye on. I just wanted to mention it to you guys. Midfielders, Tom Daley Bashir, I'm happy for him since he joined the Genkler Beligi from Watford. He hasn't really been able to make the impact that you'd have wanted him to make. Tom Daley Bashir's path is very interesting to me because he's following in the footsteps of his younger brother. He's following the footsteps of his younger brother. We know what Fisayo did. Fisayo left England. Fisayo went to Turkey, lit it up for Hatayspor, and then got his move to Lazio in the Italian Serie A. And Tom Ayotomiwa has been in England for the longest time, and he made his own move eventually to Turkey, to Gençlerbirliği. Hasn't had the easiest of times, but this past weekend, he put in a quality performance. He got his first goal contribution with an assist. And I'm hoping that things can pick up for him and he can continue to perform, because growing up, back in the day, Tom Dele Bashiru was the more hyped of the two brothers. Tom Dele Bashiru was the more hyped of the two brothers. Tom Dele Bashiru played for Nigeria at under 20 level. He was the one that looked like he was on the path to being a Super Eagles player, and his brother just sprung up from nowhere, and surpassed him, his younger brother. So now, he's following in his younger brother's footsteps, and hopefully things go well. Things go well. I'm rooting for him, and I just was happy for him that he was able to put in a quality performance over the weekend. I would also highlight Adam Yakubu. He plays for AS Trenchin. He's put in a few quality performances this season. Now, again, it's hard for us to judge a player playing in AS Trenchin because it is not any high level, but he's a 20-year-old, he's a midfielder, and he's doing quite well. So just somebody to be aware of. 14 games so far this season, putting quality performances. He's not a goal scorer, he's not an assist maker, so he's not an attacking minded midfielder. For whatever reason, we don't really create attack-minded midfielders these days, but he's doing well. He's doing well. He holds the midfield quite well, and I think he's somebody that can continue to rise, He's developed quite well in Trenchin, and maybe he can find a move to a bigger division than Slovakia this summer, this upcoming summer, and from there we'll continue to see how he develops. But he's put in some quality performances this season, and I'm just mentioning it for the people that are keen on following some players. That can be somebody that you can follow and track his performances. Ebenezer Kinsomiro, of course, not named in the Super Eagles squad, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, but put in another good performance. You have to note that Ebenezer has obviously, we've talked about him week after week after week. He has settled into the Italian Serie A. He looks like a quality player, but hasn't got the Super Eagles nod quite yet. Ndidi had a good performance, what Ndidi does, lots of tackles, have to give credit to him. And then I'll move over to the forwards, and I would highlight the performance of Hafiz Umar. Happy for Hafiz, young player that a lot of Nigerians had big expectations for, hasn't really quite burst onto the scene, if I should put it that way, since he joined Stade de Reims. But he was able to score a goal this past weekend after scoring 2 goals and getting an assist, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. So his season is gradually taking shape. He has 4 goals now in the season and 1 assist in 14 games. Not a prolific record for a striker. He's had some extremely poor games. But I would also say he's playing for Stade de Reims second team, not their first team. That is in the 3rd division of French football. So you would expect him to be able to light it up in the 3rd division of French football. It's not quite happening for him, but he's still a young guy. He's still developing. He's only 19 years old. And hopefully, maybe in another year or 2, we can be talking about him. We are now talking about Ebenezer Kinsomiro. But maybe a loan move in January can also be good for him. But again, just begs the question, if he cannot be prolific in the 3rd division of French football, maybe he's not as good as we thought he was. I'm not drawing any conclusions yet. Just want to note. But happy for him. He got a goal this past weekend, and hopefully he can keep up the momentum. Okay. I'll also talk about Paul Onuachu, another goal for Paul Onuachu. After that terrible game that they played against Osimhen's Galatasaray the week before, Onuachu Trabzonspor played another game. They drew this game as well, but Onuachu was back on the score sheets doing what he does. That's quite a good goal, if I do say so myself. And I'm just happy for him, and he's joined top scorer in the Turkish Super League. He looks like the Onuachu that we know that Turkey always sees when he plays there. And even though the national team is not favoring him right now, he's banging it in on club level, and I think that would give him enough joy. That would give him enough fulfillment. Not everybody is necessarily going to be a superstar for the national team. We've seen it with many players in the past, but it does not mean that you cannot still have a solid career for your club that actually pays you money, and not the national team that owes you money. So who knows, man? It's good for him. And a shout out to Gift Monday scoring a goal to honor her father who just passed away for a few weeks ago. After returning from his burial ceremony in Nigeria, she returned to the USA and she scored a goal in Washington Spirit's NWSL game. They're in the playoffs now. It was an important goal for the team. I think they eventually drew that match, but her goal was crucial to help them get a result in the game. And Gift Monday, again, another player that continues to be snubbed at national team level of recent, but continues to put in quality performances for her club. So want to keep an eye on, want to keep watching. I want to see how far the Spirits can go in the NWSL playoffs. I don't know if we've ever had any Nigerian player win the NWSL playoffs. So that could be an interesting one. I don't think the Spirits will win, but let's see how it goes. Who am I to say? Okay. Oh yes. My apologies for that. The game that he played was in the League Do, not the third division. I am thank you for that correction. Hafiz Umar played the game in League Do. Stade de Rem 2 is in the third division, but he's playing for Stade de Rem, and he scored that goal in the League Do, not in the third division. So yes, thank you for that. So yes, what I said, the numbers are still correct. The bad performances in many games are still correct. The part that I was wrong about was the division, but still he should be able to cut it better, a lot better in League Do than than he is right now. But yes, thank you for that correction. I should. Who was the person that said that? Taye Okunade. Yes, thank you for that. Thank you for that correction. Oh yes, Manolo Etuk. Yes, Onumonu won with New York, New Jersey, Gotham FC. You're right. You're right. Onumonu won with Gotham. Onumonu won with Gotham. Thank you for that. You're right about that. Somebody says I love your work. Thank you, thank you. But I want to say this, guys. Final call. If you're watching on Instagram, if you're watching on Facebook, on Twitter, make sure you join us on YouTube. Please, please, please join us on YouTube. That is where all the action happens. That's where you can enjoy the full stream uninterrupted. The stream is going to end on other platforms in the next 5 minutes or less than 5 minutes now. So please join us on YouTube. Now beg at the beg. Join us on YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, moving on very quickly. Moving on. I'm still waiting for the arrival of Smith. Like he explained that with the time changing, he's going to be late to these shows. Now and again. But I'm hoping that he joins soon. I would have liked to get his thoughts on some performances over the weekend. I would also just give a shout out to Samuel Kalu for getting an assist against Butterfly Plovdiv. Samuel Kalu, we know that he was a guy that was in the Super Eagles, was a bright player. Fancy dribbler, could create chances, but unfortunately has dealt with a host of injuries. And then now he's trying to revive his career over in Bulgaria. And gradually he's settling into it. The thing with players like Samuel Kalu is that you just have that constant fear in your head that when he starts doing well, is he going to get injured again? That's that constant fear that you have. Like, is he going to get injured again? I hope it doesn't happen for him. I like Samuel Kalu. He's a nice guy. Just on a pure human level. And he's actually a good football player when you look at his quality of work as well. So I really hope that he can stay fit and things can work out for him in Bulgaria. Will he ever play in mainstream Europe again? Would he play in a top 5 league? I don't know. But he has a chance, man. He has a chance to revive himself and to at least be playing at a higher level than he is right now. So I'm rooting for him. I'm hoping that he can keep it up. I'm hoping that people are watching him in Bulgaria, and I'm hoping that he finds another opportunity. But man, knock on wood, he can stay fit for a whole season. Let's even see that at least for one. Okay. And then Fred Onyedima. Fred Onyedima, maybe a lot of people don't know who he is per se. He's not really playing at a high level. He's playing for Wycombe Wanderers in England. But Fred Onyedima was part of the youth setup in the past, and he's a very versatile midfield player. Plays from the right side of the midfield or the attack, if you put it that way. And he scored 2 goals for Wycombe. He's become one of their key players. I think he's already maybe like 27-ish, so he's not really a prospect for the future. But he's somebody that is putting in fairly few consistent performance for his club. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from him this season. So hopefully he keeps doing well. And if anybody wants to keep tabs on him, feel free to do so. Okay. those are the players that I think are worthy of highlighting. Let me know in the comments who impressed you the most, who impressed you the most, and yeah, who you think maybe I did not talk about, but I should have. I have a comment here from Viral Moments. He says, I watched Tom in 2019. I had high hopes for him. I'm still certain that he'll get there. Talking about Tom Daly Bashir, yes, like I said, he's following his brother's footsteps now. He was part of the youth team setup before. He looked like somebody that we could really be, relying on in the future, but it didn't quite work out for him at Watford the way we would have hoped. And but in his life, even though he's your brother, everybody's running a different race. So for me, I just use his brother as a reference point. But still, it's a different race that everybody is running. The only thing is that Tom Delebashi is already 26 years old, so maybe he's getting into where he should get into his peak right now, and maybe you might say he's not yet, playing at that top level. But if he can have a fine season for Gengo Beligi, can avoid injuries, maybe he can get another opportunity. He just needs to kill it. He just needs to kill it in Turkey. He just needs to kill it in Turkey. Okay, someone said Okoye put in a good performance. Okoye didn't really do anything of note this past weekend. We're still on the weekend review. This past weekend, Okoye didn't really do anything of note. But obviously, we know that Okoye has that quality in him, and since he came back for Udinese, he's been one of their better players, if not their best. Um, Talking about Tochukwu Nadi, yes, Tochukwu Nadi, definitely somebody that is worthy of discussing. And Nadi, I've interviewed Tochukwu Nadi in the past. Quick plug: if you haven't watched my interview with him, you can check it out on our YouTube channel. You can check it out on Apple Podcast, Spotify. I spoke with Tochukwu Nadi after he played for Nigeria during our 20 World Cup. That was what, 2 years ago, thereabouts. And he since then he has grown leaps and bounds. He joined Zolta again. He wasn't even playing for Zolta Rotterdam. Then he started playing off the bench when they were in the second division, and now they are playing in the top league in the Jupiler Pro League in Belgium. And he's one of their key players, solid player of the month nominee several times for them. Just played another good game and had a good game. He played against Denda. Denda, of course, is the team that hosts currently Benjamin Frederick, and Benjamin Frederick wasn't great in the game. Tochukwu Nadi was. It's so funny because again we talk about all this thing and how national team and club football, and it doesn't always work because based on club football, Benjamin Frederick should not be in the national team. Like, this is just me being objective. Based on club football, Benjamin Frederick should not be in the national team because he does not play well for his club. But he's been doing well for the national team. So obviously we know that, it is a different ball game entirely. But Tochukwu Nadi is one to watch. Again, the issue is that the midfielders that we're seeing, that we're following, these midfielders are not attack-minded midfielders. And as far as the midfield is concerned, people like Wilfred Ndidi still have that spot on lock because they are better than most at what they do in terms of interceptions, tackles, recovering possession. Frank Onyeka still better, Onyedika still better, So it's hard for somebody that is a defensive-minded midfielder to break into the Super Eagles squad now. It's really hard. You have to be able to provide a different thing going forward, a level of dynamism that we don't already have. You have to be able to display somebody that is currently in the team, and that is what is going against Tochukwu Inadi. But is he a good young player? Yes, he is. Is he someone that Nigerian fans should be aware of? Yes, he is. The guy might come very good in the future. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But I like him. He's a good guy. He's a good boy. He's a good player. He's having a good season for Zolta Wargame. So yes, shout out to Tochukwu Nadi. Shout out to Tochukwu and Nadi. Bobby Kena, you're not on YouTube, so I'm not going to read your comment out. But yes, join us on YouTube. The stream is ending on Instagram now. Thank you very much. I've said it enough times. So please, guys, you guys know every Monday we're live on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. Uche says Frederick plays in a back three recently. Yes, he does. He does. He does. I think maybe because of Denda's general just not being the best team so far this season, and struggling bottom of the league, they are trying to find a new solution. They're trying to find something that works for them. And they switched from playing him at right back to playing him in a back three. In the center as a center back, still not working. He's still not playing well. They are still not playing well. I think his best game so far this season was probably the game that he played last week against Club Brugge, Oyedika's team. They lost the game, but individually Benjamin was quite good. So it's tough, man, because again, as Nigerian fans, we might say, okay, what do we care if he's playing well for his club or for his country? Why do we care if he's not playing well for his club? But again, remember that club career is the main career. Just remember that club career is the main career. National team, you play maybe 15 games a year for your national team. For club, you are playing what 60 plus games a year. Club career is what is going to grow somebody into a superstar. Club career is what's make him well known, what's going to make him big. So I care. I care. I'm not saying I shouldn't be part of the national team because he's earned his spot after getting into the team. He's earned his spot, but his performances at club level need to improve. If he's supposed to break into the Brentford first team, it needs to improve. If he's supposed to reach a higher level in his career, it needs to improve. The reality of it is that globally, he's not going to be able to maintain a reputation based on he plays well for Nigeria, plays well for Nigeria. And there's going to come a time, this is not a curse, this is not this thing, but there's going to come a time where he's going to have a bad game for Nigeria just because he's a human being and this is football. So there's going to come a time, even though Osimhen has had bad games. So there's going to come a time that he will have a bad game, and his club performances just need to improve. Somebody's asking about a player, but the comment did not come with the super chat. Remember, guys, if you want us to take your question, you want us to take your comments, send it to the super chat. Is the way that you support the channel while also prioritizing your comments during the stream. Viral Moment says, it is so rare to find an attacking minded midfielder of Nigerian descent. We need someone out of the blue zone. That's what we thought we had with Crisanto Suche. But Crisanto Suche came into the team and became a dilemma and became a problem that Eric Shell is still trying to solve. In fact, it might be a problem that Eric Shell has decided that he doesn't even want to solve anymore when you look at the Super Eagles squad list. But we'll get to that in a bit. At this point, let me introduce or bring in my co-host. He's fashionably late, but of course, we know that we're going to enjoy his insights once he gets on the program. Smitlai,
Yeah, thank you for sure bringing me again, and apologies to you guys. I hope you understand. It's just the time difference. I have to do few things before coming on, but I'm with you in spirit. Nice to be here again.
yes, nice to be here. I was just wrapping up the review of the weekends, Milai, talking
Mhm.
about different players. But I was also talking about Benjamin Frederick and how, again, another week, another bad performance for his club. Before we were saying, he's playing right back. Now he's playing center back and he still puts in a bad performance. While, yes, he's playing well for the national team, no doubt about that. But I don't know if you heard what I was saying. Your national team career can only take you so far
Mhm.
because globally, everybody's not watching Nigeria the way we are watching
Yeah.
Nigeria. So
Yes.
I think that he needs to figure it out at club level as well. The performances need to get better
Yeah.
for him to grow into a star. The
Yeah.
performances will need to for him to break into Brentford. But
Yeah.
what are your general thoughts on Frederick and how it is happening for him so far this season?
Like it used to be playing well for club, not playing well for national team. But his own case is now is now the other way around.
Mm.
So there's no doubt about that. He's talented. Despite his talent, I myself had my reservations. About him, and I hope that his bad day will not be the two games that we have in
Coming
this
up.
in this coming up this week. So good guy, but for me, I just think that he need to sort out his club performance. See, let's be honest ourselves. I said it to so many people here. If somebody that is watching me now, I said this that I watched him in Brentford under 20s. He showed me the Fredericks we knew from the under 20.
Mm.
I don't know what happening. Though he won the players player of the young player of the season, that year. But it didn't show me, that Frederick that I used to actually watch. No. So for me, I just think that it needs to sort it out. That's actually what's very important. I'm hearing that RB Leipzig have been interested. Are they watching him playing for Denda or they watch him playing
For
against
Nigeria.
for Nigeria? So it's a two-way thing. Belgium might not be his thing, but we know Belgium to be a developmental league.
League,
So
yeah.
if you cannot cut it in Belgium, then for me, I think you have a long way to go.
Mm, mm.
Yes.
Okay. Smilai, let me also ask you. We had Salim Fagulawal, two
Yes.
goals this past week.
Yeah.
He's in a good run of form.
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy that's obviously represented Nigeria at the youth level.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think maybe he's waking up like he's 22 years old now? Is this the season where he wants to announce himself? This season he has 5 goals. This season 2 assists. Can he be starting to announce himself? Yes, he's playing in Croatia, but maybe he's growing into a player. What do you think?
You should go and play in Belgium first and go and represent. I've been seeing. See, the problem with you know, shout out to you. I was also reading one blogger. I don't know if it's a blogger or journalist. Tutori Master said that. I'm sorry to mention his name, but that's what he posted. He said that Salim Fago knocks on Super Eagles' door. What which door is he knocking? Is he door of hello? I don't know what he's knocking. Because somebody just scored 5 goals in the Croatian league. He knocks on Super Eagles' door.
Mm,
Somebody has scored 8 goals in the Turkish league. He's not knocking on Super Eagles' door. Come on, you can do better. And our problem is our journalists. You can say what they're posting. So, in my own opinion, it's good for him. It's
mm,
good for him. But IoT, that there's every stage to this life. Sometimes there's where your talent can actually take you. You should go and score 10 goals in Belgium. If you can do that in Belgium, then you should do it in France. When you do it in France, you can do it in France, we take him serious.
mm,
Similar to Terry Murphy. When Terry Murphy was scoring in Lithuania, did he call him for Super Eagles?
mm.
He went to Belgium, did he call him for Super Eagles? Until he starts scoring in Lorient. That's why it's okay, Super Eagles time. Here
Yeah,
you come. Victor Osimhen, when he was cutting it in Belgium, I mean that we call it for Super Eagles, but it wasn't starter. It was Odin Gaz that was a starter. Even it was Belgium, it was a top scorer alongside Awoni then.
yeah,
But we still had to give him time to develop well before he moved to Lille. When he moved to Lille, he now became Nigeria #1 striker.
yeah.
So Salim Fagolawa, it's a shame that we don't have an under 23,
Mm.
but keep the good job, keep the good job. And I can tell you something that let him just continue to do his thing. Then we'll see exactly how it goes. But for now, he should be scoring. In fact, if he can score 30 goals safe now, that there will be no consideration. But he should go and do what he's doing.
Okay. Your friend Victor Boniface got an assist this past weekend. Uh, how do you look at it? Is that a beautiful assist or is that
It's a miss kick. It is a miss kick that he actually was made. People have been saying that assist. Sometimes, I pray for the guy just to
I mean,
just.
but assist now, assist now. Look at at the WAFCON, the one that Alozie scored. Okoronkwo pass ball back. Alozie play from 80 yards. The ball enter. Now assist in football, as long as now you touch ball last,
Mm-hmm.
na assist.
See, sorry. Some people are sending me messages instead of commenting. But but I will shout out to my very good friend. Has just sent me a text. I want to mention his name. So assist na assist, but
Mm.
IoT, we need to pray for Boniface. We need to pray. This guy needs to go back to his normal level. IoT, I'm serious. We need to pray. Honestly, because you remember he got an assist in one game that he
On his
came on the
debut.
sub on his debut.
Mm.
Immediately, we went to see me that somebody will not do this thing. Just got one assist now. Since that time, you don't get any assist. You just need to calm down and understand what he's going through. It's a mental thing. Know what he's going through, and I just hope that I can just sort himself out. Because now, IOD, except we don't want to, we are just trying to tiptoe around the issue.
Mm.
It's not cutting it in Belgium, whatever.
It's not, but whether Bremen as a whole is not cutting it.
You see, sometimes it was a
You can
Bundesliga
stand
way.
out in a
You
small
can
place.
stand out.
Mm.
You can stand out. It's not cutting it
Mm.
in Bundesliga. In what's going in Werder Bremen. I don't know what next.
Mm.
That is it. But I pray for him. He's so talented player. A guy that I just like him. But I've been so mad. I've criticized him. I know that already. And I hope that he's taking the criticism very sweetly too, not with abuse. But I just want him to. I want him to actually do well. That is my mistake. I want him to do well. That assist is an assist. But that was like a miskick for me. It didn't mean it. He was trying to do
I mean, it was obviously trying to do overhead kick and
a right
score,
kick and then.
but the ball landed for his teammates. I mean, for me, it still counts. It's still a nice thing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you see, like you're saying, a player that is struggling for form, a player that is struggling for confidence,
Mm-hmm.
any little bit of luck that you get, it helps you. Any little bit of luck helps you. So for me, this is a moment where he got a little bit lucky. He got an assist, especially an assist. That little luck can give him a bit more confidence. That okay, at least I've been able to notch something. Next time I'll come and I'll try again. I think the biggest thing is honestly the difference in ideas between him and what the coach is asking. What the coach is asking from him rather, versus what he likes to do as a player. It's two different things. So it seems to be messing with the way he plays a little bit and the way the rest of the team plays. But hopefully it can click for him, hopefully, because again, we know, see, I've been watching Victor Boniface since Norway. I know how talented and how technical and skillful that this guy can be. So for me, when people say, oh, sometimes I defend him, it's because I know how good he can be. But obviously, I'm sure he knows, we know, everybody that watches football knows that there needs to be an uptick in his performances. He needs to get better. He needs to be more consistent. He needs to improve. Maybe the injuries did not favor him, but something just needs to change. Things need to start going in his favor. The ball needs to start bouncing in his direction. Thankfully, he has a bubbly personality on social media, so he remains in the ears of people. But that's also something that people are using against him and claiming that it's because he's on social media that he's not scoring goal or things like that. He just needs to find a solution that works for him and his performances on the field. The thing is that at the end of the day, you're a football player. What drives attraction towards you is your performance on the field. And I know that sometimes, he's also one of those players that sometimes he might play a good game, he might not score. But when you're a striker, all people care about is how many goals did you score. And that's something that he just needs to find a way to score more goals. He needs to find a way to score.
IoT strikers live with numbers.
Yeah.
We know a striker that we once called him a Bayern Munich link striker that Nani scored mostly tapping goals. It's now in Premier League. I didn't mention him. So he's now his numbers. There's this popular, they say that the chicken is sweating, but the feathers is what we do. So see, as far as the feather is covering the sweat, we cannot see the sweat. We cannot assume maybe the chicken is sweating.
That's a very interesting analogy, Milan.
Yes, so the chicken his feather is covering the chicken, so we cannot even see. There's no fact to show that the chicken is sweating. And finally, IoT. Sometimes when I criticize, it might come from place of love. It might come from this guy likes me. Sometimes you smack a child that you love. So if he hears us criticizing some things, it's from a place of love. See, I'm not like to you. I met somebody. Maybe they say, I know this place somewhere now. I know this place somewhere. Hey, you know that person. I don't want to mention the person's name because it's so close to you. I said, yeah, I know this place somewhere. I say, yes, now. He said, it's you that he said that we didn't play well. You're not going to talk. We just joke about it. And in that same event, I saw somebody give me eye. Just left. I'm just trying to say that some people take criticisms differently. And I want him to look at it in that way. If it's something that is right, he should correct it. If it's not correct, if it's not right, he should move on. That is it. I wish him luck.
Wish him the best of luck. But yeah, let's move forward. We still have a bit to talk about. Smilai, I'm sure you must have seen this. The whole world has seen it and talked about it. The incident that happened between Ademola Lookman and his now former head coach, because they sacked the coach today. I'm just going to play the video for anybody that hasn't seen it, and I want us to, give our opinions on what happened and what we think this means for Ademola Lookman and for Atalanta. that video is not going to do it justice.
And a crowd is yours.
I want to find a way to play the video properly for you guys. 1 second. So what we saw in that video, Ademola Lookman is being subbed off. When he's coming, the coach reaches out his hand to shake Ademola Lookman or to dap him up, whatever the case may be. Ademola Lookman ignores the coach and keeps walking. Then the coach turns around in frustration. Maybe said something to him, he didn't respond, and then reached out and dragged his hand and dragged him back. And Ademola Lookman is looking at him like, yo, like, what's this? Like, what's going on? Then obviously both parties are angry. Somebody or people have to come and separate them. I've seen all sorts of opinions on this. Some people are saying that, oh, why did Lookman ignore the coach? Even though you are frustrated when you're subbing off, you have to respect the coach. If the coach is shaking your hand, you have to shake him. Whereas some people are saying, no, how can a coach put his hand on a player? That the coach went over the line, he went too far, that this is the way they've been mistreating him since. It's been like, where do you stand in all of this? So I have my opinion, but I want to hear your opinion. Where do you stand in all of this? Do you think that what people are saying is fair? What do you think? And are people blowing this thing out of proportion?
See, two things happened in the space of like 2 weeks. During the El Clasico, the Brazilian superstar, Vinicius Jr., immediately they put his number up like this. He has been swearing they put his number up. And all these lips reader, they were able to read it. Say he's gonna leave this club, he's gonna do this thing, he's gonna me all the time and things like that. And he went straight to the tunnel, straight into the dressing room. Actually, he came back later. He even fought out of the game, along against Yamin. But what did Alonso do? Did not utter a word. Vinicius played against Liverpool. No matter the situation, there's something they say that if you are old, you are old. When there's authority remains authority. The coach is a rogue. If you see that coach, to see that this thing go be bus conductor, or if you say no, you cannot lay your hand on people like that. It's not possible. If Ademola Lookman said something that he was not upset with, so be it. You address it later. But you want to fight there. You know what happened? What I was expecting is that if Lookman had like, maybe they were exchange blow. Maybe they were exchange blow in that this thing. The guy is so. In fact, I don't think that because he won that game against myself. I think it was even sacked due to improper conduct.
No, but they just struggled again this weekend now.
Yeah, struggled again, but okay. Before the game against was it not Atalanta? Is it Sassuolo? They said that negotiation with the coach is already in advanced level. That means they'll be prepared to sack him.
They've been struggling. It's been like their results have been poor.
So at the end of the day, I know that I blame the coach. It's not because Lookman is the current player of the year and so my country, I blame the coach. In situations, in matter everything, when you are old, you are old. There must be authority somewhere. Two mad people cannot just, coach can, some people have head dryer treatment. Have you ever watched Balotelli with Mancini before? Did Mancini go and fight with Balotelli? No. So many things have happened in the past. But the coach did not learn. But you know what? The coach is just catching out. I think he got sacked from Southampton. He's catching out again.
Yeah. Ibrahim has had a tough time. So okay, here's my take on the whole thing. Personally, I think people are blowing it out of proportion. Honestly, I do think so. Lookman, we know that he wanted to leave Atalanta. We know what happened with him and Gasperini in the past. We know that the relationship with the club is already fractured. So now anything that happens with Lookman and the club is put under a microscope and is overanalyzed. I
Mm-hmm.
understand that. I think people are dragging it a little bit too much than it needed to be. Lookman did not shake the hands of the coach.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
Yes.
wrong? Maybe you can say it's wrong. I don't necessarily look at it as that's something wrong. I look at
Mm-hmm.
it as that's just human emotion. You are frustrated. You know things did not go your way in the game. You had a goal that was disallowed. You're upset about how things are going. Okay, you're frustrated. You're just frustrated, and you don't really want to answer. Should the coach like it? You don't have to like it, but the coach is the authority figure. The coach is the oga. The coach is supposed to be more responsible than the player. And in that moment, if the player doesn't answer you, you just ignore it and you address it in the locker room. We've seen it many times. It's happened to all sorts of coaches. I think it's happened to Pep Guardiola this season as well. You sub somebody off, the player does not answer. You just look at the player, you just smile. When you enter the locker room, you can, in fact, curse him out and use all the swear words in the world and insult him and call his mother a this thing. Nobody will know about it. It's in locker room. What Jurich did, if we're being honest, compared to what some coaches do, that's nothing now. But the difference is that you don't do those kinds of things in public. Now, when people say, oh, people make it sound as if Jurich gave him choke slam and threw him on the floor. No, he dragged him back. Should he put his hand and drag a player back? No, he should not. I'm not defending the action of the coach. He should not drag a player back like that. But the way people are making it sound, you almost think that maybe he pushed him and he was about to square up or something. He was just dragging him back, like almost like, bros, guy, see my hand, that kind of thing. So the coach should know better. The coach should do better. You just ignore, you just look at it as, okay, this guy did not answer me. I will address it in the locker room. But I think Lookman and Atalanta's relationship, like at this point, man, they should just sell him. They should just sell him. He should just leave. The boy obviously doesn't like what is going on there. He did not want to stay. They are now playing rubbish. He would even just be more frustrated that I stayed there now. This is the nonsense that we are playing. Unfortunately for Lookman now, his transfer value is tanking. His transfer value is tanking. Nobody's going to buy him for that. Was it 55 that they were looking for in August? Nobody is going to pay that money again now. So I'm sure Lookman is already upset about so many things that are not going well for him, and then for the club as well. So when something like that happens, it just fireballs into this big thing. But I honestly think that people need to calm down a little bit. I saw somebody on Twitter went to go and write an open letter to the coach and started saying, "Oh, now making it into some huge thing." The coach should never have touched his player and pulled him back like that. The player maybe should have also managed his emotions better. I think the solution is they should part ways. This is like a marriage that has failed, but one person does not want to sign the divorce papers, and then they still have to live together. One, they are upset at each other, they're fighting each other every day. Yes, I this person, the woman cooked food, the man said it's too salty, the man did something, the woman said did not do it well enough. Just sign the divorce papers, go your separate ways, and figure it out from there. I really hope that it doesn't end up becoming crazier and crazier and crazier. Now that they've sacked Jurich, whoever the new coach is going to come and is going to want to believe that he can convince Lookman. He should not try to convince him. Let him just see out the rest of his days. In January, once the window opens, we're almost there. Just let him go. Sell him. They cannot get 55 million for him again. Just if they see 30, they should just take the 30. And everybody should just go their own separate way. Honestly. That's how I feel about the whole incident. Viral Moment here says that came after his goal got cancelled by VAR. He may have been feeling the heat of the moment. The coach too was feeling crazy because of the scoreline. Mixed judgments. Yeah, I think maybe you can say there's fault on both sides, but professionals, both the player and the coach, more so the coach because he's the more authority figure there, the higher authority, should know how to manage his emotions even when he is clearly upset. You can be upset, but you shouldn't do certain things. He says, funny enough, the man didn't bother shaking him yesterday after he got substituted. After person don't snub you one time, you want me to snub you again? So we have substitute, just allow him, just be working, and whatever commission that they've had, the coach. And again, the coach was probably feeling pressure because instead of no saying go soon sack him, you can see it coming as a coach. I'm not a fool. You know that your job is on the line. So was probably just frustrated because that Marseille game that they won, they were lucky to win that game 1-0. That Marseille game, they were very lucky. I watched the game. It was just was this Kamatic or how do you pronounce his name? that just scored one long range banger.
Okay, so Kamasmisi or
Samatic, scored one long range shot, and Marseille just even had a goal disallowed or a penalty that did not give them or something, before they scored that goal. So they were lucky, So the coach must have known that he's a ticking time bomb, and when his best player is not on his side, because for a coach, that's how you lose the dressing room. Once you lose the best players, you lose the authoritative figures in the locker room. You've lost the team. You've lost the team. So the coach too was probably just upset. Well, he needs to manage his emotions better. Ada J3 Adnan says, I hope Lookman's frustrations with Atalanta don't bleed into his play with the Super Eagles. When he's at his best, he can decide a game for us. For that one, I think it wouldn't. Because for me, I think when it comes to Super Eagles, it will even give him a sense of peace. The analogy that I have in my head is not a good one. So I'm not going to say it. But it's like, okay, you know what? Just for the jokes, since I use the divorce that the marriage that does not to end, it can't be like say the man wants to divorce the wife, the woman does not want to divorce. When he goes to meet his side chick for those 10, I mean, how many hours he will be happy, no problem, no fight, anything. So Super Eagles will be like his side chick right now. When he's with the Super Eagles, he'll be happy, he'll be at peace. So I don't think it will affect him at all because nobody there has upset him. But when he now goes back to his club again, he'll be sad all over again.
and it was and the good thing is that IoT Lookman only had to spend like 2 weeks in Atlanta because when he's back
He'll
on
go
the
for
job,
AFCON.
yes, and you only 2 weeks to spend, then you have to listen for AFCON. That's all. That's all. It's over.
Yeah, the marriage is almost over. That's if they sell him in January, but
Yeah, he was saying, "Go send to Air Showman." Where Gasparidis, he will not go. He will not go to Air Show.
okay. And yeah, I'm sure the locker room, a lot of them are behind Ademola Lookman. Okay, let's move forward. That's not on Ademola Lookman. You guys, I was joking, because some people are already talking in the comments. I was joking, It's just analogy. I don't mean it. Okay, moving forward. Award season is upon us. We know that the CAF Awards will be taking place. They announced the date, November 19th. So after the the CAF playoffs, we are going to have the awards. Of course, you guys know I'm going to do a live watch along for the award show, so stay tuned for that one.
Can I just make one play, please? Please, guys, we are more than 200, going to 300 watching this video. Only less than 20. Let me just say a third. Like the video. There's something you put there, say, I will not like it now. And some people say, I will not like it now. Guys, take it easy. Take a break. I see. Pause for like 30 seconds. Let them know I like the
video. Okay. At the behest of Speedlight, guys, like the video. Hit the like button. It costs you nothing to like the video. It costs you absolutely nothing. No money is going to leave your account if you hit that like button. Nothing. Yes. And it takes you less than a minute. It's easy to forget, but just hit the like button, get the numbers up. It helps the channel to grow. It helps to reach more.
Yeah, come on, get in this. You're just enjoying your teeth and you are laughing and laughing. Come on, turn the laugh to lights. Yeah.
And we have the super chat go. If you guys want me to live watch along for the game against Gabon, let's hit the super chat go. Right now, we're far away from hitting the goal. But if not, then we wouldn't do watch along.
We also want big people. Viral moments is completing the goal.
No, it's not. It doesn't count towards the goal because I set the threshold for the goal.
Okay.
Yes, so I set the threshold for the goal. So we need we need $2 or more. We need 20 super chats.
Okay.
$2 or more.
Okay.
So if you guys want to hit the goal, so that we'll do the live watch along for Thursday's game against Gabon.
Right, you say $2 or more. I'm just saying $1.99. Shout out to allow those.
But yeah, I mean, every super chat is appreciated. Everything counts. It helps us. Okay. I see. I have some comments here. That's okay. Emeka, thank you for the support. £2 is more than $2. So thank you, Emeka. Somebody said IoT is like a marriage counselor. Good analysis. Thank you.
Sport grinder.
Why did I know that was the analogy IoT had in mind? But now you take no say married men, they find peace with side chick. Look,
maybe somebody has given you that it's like standing on one leg. I know you saw the video on the national TV,
Mm.
and the
Look,
national TV when somebody
yeah,
gave you the
I
technology.
don't know. It's just what I've seen.
No. Somebody back to I don't know. You say, it's like standing on two legs. If you have something, you're on two legs. If you have something, you're on one leg. Somebody gave the analogy on live TV. So
Have you?
you're in the right place. I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, Let me see. Thank you, Lola Odunsi, for the support as well. Thank you. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thank you, Lola. Yes, like the video, guys. Like the video. Subscribe if you are not subscribed yet. And of course, if you have the means, send us a super chat. Support the work that we do. Okay. Okay. Let's move forward, Bilal, just
Yeah.
because time is fast spent. So talking about awards, FIFA the best awards. They announced the nominees. Shout out to Chiamaka Nadozie, nominated for the best women's goalkeeper in the world. I think at this point, it doesn't surprise us again when Chiamaka gets these nominations. I'm happy because I've been bigging her up for years now. I've been telling people about how good she is. The rest of the world is catching up. Hooray! They are late to the party, but better late than never. But somebody sent me a message and said, look at the men's player of the year, the nominees. Messi is nominated. Cristiano Ronaldo is nominated, but Victor Osimhen is not, despite him scoring 1 million goals in Turkey last season. Smith, like, how do you feel about that?
No, for me, I think the the best. That's why it doesn't get the recognition that much. The best is like marketing. You know, it's like a consultancy list because I don't know the reason why Ronaldo scoring in Saudi Arabia and Messi scoring against the against the weak MLS defense. Weighs more than a team that plays against a slightly more difficult opposition in Turkey. So for me, I don't rate the best. The best is like in competition with Ballon d'Or. That's what I just see. So because when they give somebody Ballon d'Or, he doesn't win the best. Remember the Rodri Vinicius issue?
Hmm.
They went to go and give Vinicius the best. They because Rodri actually won the Ballon d'Or. So in my own opinion, all this about thing, I appreciate that Shamaka is actually there. They go to let Shamaka, but I don't just care that much. Honestly, I don't care that much because what did Ronaldo do that he got nominated for the Ballon d'Or? What did Messi actually win it? So, in my own opinion, I just think that it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Maybe probably if Osimhen too gets so many brand sponsors and everything, and he's calling in Turkey, don't worry, they will call him for the best
Hmm.
because I think it's more of like a marketing thing than a sporting thing. So I don't really rate the best.
But the nominees are selected by journalists, media,
Regionalists are selecting
and other
Ronaldo.
stakeholders. No, that's how.
Sometimes they use emotions, to judge.
No, I agree. I mean, that's why PR is a big thing now. That's how Lamine
Yes.
finished second in Ballon d'Or voting. It's,
Yes,
it's PR.
it's PR, yeah.
But
And
it's
for
just
me,
interesting because we always talk about this PR and Osimhen and Osimhen again Naija. You go on Naija social media, everything Osimhen again Naija. But on that global level, people are still not treating him as that star that he is. And it's something that's just very interesting to me because I mean, I think that Osimhen could or should have, if Ronaldo and Messi are getting into the short list. ah, I feel like Osimhen too could have made the short list.
sure,
You know,
please.
but
That's my take, yeah.
it is what it is, Sha. Um, we'll take it like that. We wish him all the best. Ultimately, he was never going to win, but Ronaldo and Messi were never going to win. But I just feel like Osimhen should have made the shortlist. And when somebody pointed it out to me, I'm just like, wow, it's either they don't rate him or they don't rate Turkey. It's one of the
Yeah.
two, or maybe the both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Thank you, Samuel Umba, for the support. He says, like the video. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, moving forward quickly, Smilai, let's get into the subtitles. That's why a lot of people are here. That's what people want to talk about. Eric Shell, eventually, we got the list. 24 players for the upcoming CAF World Cup qualifying playoffs. Very quickly, we have goalkeepers Nwabali Stanley, Amas Obasoge, and Okoye Maduka. Defenders William Trostekon, Calvin Bassi, Baitosai Samuel, and Bruno Oyemechi. Ajayi Shemi Logo, Chidozie Awaziem, Zaidu Sanusi, Benjamin Frederick. Midfielders Alex Iwobi, Frank Onyeka, Wilfred Ndidi, Rafael Onyedika, and Alhassan Yusuf. Forwards Ademola Lookman, Moses Simon, Victor Osimhen, Tolu Arugudare, Chidera Ejuke, Ako Adams, Olakunle Olusegun, and then Samuel Chukwu Eze. Some omissions, some inclusions, some recalls, some surprises, some shocks here. Similar, no surprise, I'm assuming. Maduka Okoye returns among the goalkeepers. No surprise.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Came back from his suspension, doing well for his team, coming to compete with Nwabali. Nwabali is probably still the first choice goalkeeper, but Maduka coming to offer him a little bit of competition. And then we go over to the defenders. We have Chidozie Awaziem back in the fold. We have Benjamin Frederick, of course, Calvin Bassey, William Trust Ekong. Bright Osai Samuel is back from his injury, so he's in the team again. Do you think that there's anything or anybody missing from the defenders list, Miguel?
If not because of there is no option. I don't think this is the reason why Osai Simon should make the list. He's lost his starting position in Birmingham
Birmingham.
City to Iwata, and for me, I don't think he should have made the list. So, but because we don't have any options, we have talked about who I should replace who. But I think we have to just call Osai Simon. Yeah.
Okay, midfielders. Alex Iwobi, Frank Onyeka, Wilfred Ndidi, Rafael Onyedika, Al Hassan Yusuf. No Ebenezer Akizomiro like we both had hoped and predicted could. Some people said he missed out because of injury. I don't know. I've not seen anything. Has his club officially confirmed that he's injured?
He's injured, yes.
Okay,
he's gonna be out for 4 weeks. So
okay,
he's going back like a week after the break.
So maybe in a village people they work like this because
he was called up.
So, because I had heard that his name was on the list, they had sent the invitation for you to now get injured. Can he break into the team before the AFCON if he's not part of this campaign?
I think it's high on the list of Eric Shell. So I think he will still give him the chance because for him to call him for this crucial, World Cup qualifier, that means that it's AFCON spot.
Well, I disagree with that, but we'll get into it. But
yeah,
I mean,
I'm happy that at least if he did not, if he's going to be part of the first 30 for the AFCON.
Fair. No, what I was saying I disagree with. Okay, so I'll get to that. So Alhassan Yusuf, is always the next person. He's been there before. Ebenezer could not make
it. Available.
Yeah, Alhassan Yusuf, his season has ended since, so I'm sure it's not too hard for him to get to Morocco. But in the forwards, regular suspects, Lookman, Simon, Osimhen, Adams of recent, Olakunle of recent, Samuel Chukwu Eze, of course. Tolu Arugudare, let's dissect these now. I'm going to look at Tolu Arugudare. I don't know, for 10 marks, can anybody give me 2 reasons why Arugudare is still in the Super Eagles squad?
Because he has been in the team, and throughout the qualifiers, I think he was there against Rwanda in Kigali. He was there against Zimbabwe in New York. He was there. He was since Eric took over. I think it's the first list I shared with Arugudare have been present. But no, as much as I should play before. So I think that it's just like your soldiers, know your soldiers, know your people. That's it. So he has worked with him. Exactly what I'm to the table. He's not having it good currently in Wolverhampton Wanderers now. And he took a very good free kick against so for me, I think it's just because going with somebody Yes.
So I hear that, and you are probably right about that. He's been in the team. The same reason why Olakunle is still there. He's been in the team. Richard has worked with him, so he wants to stick with him. But it's just always a tricky thing because on one hand, you do an interview and you say, well, criteria for making my team means that you need to be playing for your club and you need to be playing well for your club. But then you talk about that not playing for their club or that not playing well for their club. It's very tricky, and Polonuachu is playing well for his club and he's playing often. You've not seen him before, but he has been in the team before. I'm not some Polonuachu stan. I'm not some guy that just likes. I don't know him personally, but I think that on merit, Onuachu probably deserves a slot ahead of him right now. I honestly do think so. You didn't call Crisanto Uche, who you've worked with in the past. Uche and Arugudare are pretty much in the same boat for me right now. They are both playing for teams. They are both not playing. In fact, Uche is even playing for a team that is doing well, so you can understand him not being in the side a lot more than Arukoda is playing for a struggling team, and you cannot get into that crap Wolves team. I'm not trying to say he's a bad player, but it doesn't make you a good player if you cannot get into that rubbish team. So
But they have two strikers ahead of him.
that's what I'm saying. And are those strikers scoring? So you are worse than somebody that is not even scoring.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get it, because like their if is that like Uche is playing for Palace. Palace, they are playing well. So you can understand that Ismail Assar, Yeremi Pino is hard. It's not easy. Matata is scoring goals up front. Where does he break in? But Hwangi Chan is not doing anything. Strand Larsen is not doing anything. The other guy on the other side is not doing anything, and you cannot get a game. Did he play against Chelsea? He was on the bench.
Yes.
He didn't even get a minute. So for me, I'm not trying to knock him. I'm just saying that it's not working out. And when I see another player that is performing week in, week out and scoring goals, I'm like, come on now, give this other guy a chance. Give this other guy a chance. Like, I know it's crucial games, but give this other guy a chance. So I don't know.
I want to ask you a question. What will Paul do better than Aguero?
Head. He will head the ball. He will head the ball better. Again,
who got a better hold
up play? I think Paul.
Paul?
Honestly, I do. I think a lot of people.
I think hold up play is more effective than Paul.
I think it's recency.
Anytime he wants to do a step over.
I think it's recency bias. Honestly, we've seen a lot of Arukuda recently. We've not seen a lot of Paul recently. I think it's recency bias. Because for me, like, I've always thought he was a good player. Not great, but I've always thought he was good. And I mean, I just think that on merit he deserves to be there. Arukuda, God is behind him right now. He's been there recently, so he's still in the squad. But maybe after this, maybe before the AFCON, when they're able to draft a bigger list and maybe clamp some people and then cut the squad. Who knows? Maybe Onacho can be a part of that bigger
list. I also want to say something. Paul had the chance. He had, in fact, when Paul was even hotter than fire, he had a chance.
Yeah, but we know that when Paul was there, he had the chance to play, yes, but we never, ever, ever played towards his strength. We never did. We never.
change our pattern.
I'm not saying change our pattern, but they're like we've been crossing a lot more recently. We've been putting balls into the box. Arukodare is averaging maybe like 3 headers a game, and we know what happens to each of the headers. So I think that now it's not that we should change it for Paul, but we have sort of changed it a little bit. We're putting more crosses into the box.
But Finidi crossed too for Paul National when he was there.
Who Finidi?
And the
when he was coach.
And the very short South African defender was beating Onuachu in the same heading.
See,
the guy is called CBC. CBC plays for Orlando Pirates. CBC is like this. He was beating Onuachu on the head.
I don't know. I'm not convinced, man. Like, grace of God has allowed Arukodare to score 2 goals for Nigeria. Neither of those goals were out of some top quality. The first one was they passed you the ball, you finished. The second one is that you fell down on the line and the ball came for you and you scored. I'm not trying to knock him. Goal na goal as long as he crosses the line. Happy for him. But there is nothing that is convincing me. Honestly, there's nothing that's convincing me. Charles, I will take your comments, but you did not leave super chat. But honestly, there's nothing that is convincing me. The way it is going, people are saying Nacho has played that many games, he has not only scored that many goals. Arukodare have a similar record. Is Arukodare suddenly going to catch fire? Maybe he does and it proves me wrong, and I'll hold my hand up and say I was wrong. But I don't see it. I don't see the potential of him suddenly catching fire. Again, the 2 goals that he scored were consequential, were stroke of luck, ball bouncing in the right direction, were not quality. The only person that scores quality goals for us is Victor Osimhen. That's the only person that scores quality goals for us. Every other person, and I mean, Akko scored a quality goal. His goal was a quality goal. But every other person, I just, one way or the other, the ball fell for you, you scored the goal. I don't know. I just think that right now I would have gone with Onuachu for this one.
I think Onuachu is in a better form than him now. But sometimes these people, if it's I would not pick any of them. Not pick any of them because sometimes you see Arukodare pass to the opponent. If we look at it, he did against Chelsea too in the Carabao Cup. he just passed to is he this normal logos to the boy from Brazil that plays in the midfield. Other boy from Brazil that was on 20 captain of Brazil. Is it Santos? Is it Santos?
Andre Santos.
Yeah, he passed to him that is that your teammate? Is that your teammate? And he was doing the same thing against Lesotho. Just pass the ball. Pass the ball. So for me, people that are criticizing him that he's not good with his leg, they are right. So what is now useful for the national team? For me, I think the vibes he brings now.
I'm coming to the team for vibes.
He's a half UK, half Nigerian.
Half UK that grew up in first
So
I always laugh when people talk about Arugudara and they say he's forming. See, I understand this. I spoke to somebody said that he knew Tolu since Tolu was a young boy playing in National Stadium. They said since he was a young boy, he has always been forming that phone. So he has always been doing that phone since he was in Lagos. So that one is not new. Now that he's even there, he can learn it better. He can fix it up. He has always been doing that phone. But for me, it's the Yoruba. When people criticize him, how can you say you grew up in Lagos and you can't speak Yoruba? I also understand it.
You sound his name well. It's not even speaking Yoruba. Sound your name well. How can Balogun? See, my name is no. Sound his name is not my name. I beg you. Sound your name well.
But at the same time, I know plenty of people that grew up in Nigeria that can't speak their mother tongue. So
I've watched you on TV before to introduce yourself. You might have like a similar background to the person who I talked in question. You will say your name. You will express yourself. What is your name? I beg you.
Okay, let me quickly take some comments here. Viral Moment says, plus Glasner has strong head. The only way Uche can get a nod is if somebody gets injured. Him and Esse and Devini will cry for bench. Yes. Glasner definitely has strong head. It also says Awoni is a better header than Onuachu and Tolu, shockingly, for those who know.
Yeah.
But Awoni to form needs to pick up. Charles says Smith, Paul plays under a crappy coach. That's why we couldn't see the best. Or he played under a crappy coach. He's talking about when he was a Super Eagles. I feel like we should try Onuachu. He has been in hot form. Somebody here said something that Onuachu did not do well, but Tolu looks like a Super Eagles player. Maybe what it means to look like a Super Eagles player has changed or has dropped, because I don't see what makes me think, oh wow, this guy is such a Super Eagles player. I understand Smith's assertion that if it was up to him, he won't even call either of them. If that was an option, maybe, but you have to fill in the numbers a little bit. So that's why I'm just saying, if it's between the two of them, I would go with,
because the two of them, you call them to come and head the ball. You say, okay, you throw somebody. See, it's like they use you to say you are you somebody that somebody who is it butler, somebody call somebody kick out butcher man, but you cannot actually butcher a chicken. You used to butcher, you can't come and butcher cow, but you are scared of chicken. When you bring the two of them, come and head the ball, and Tolu will be heading defensive header. Defensive, is it because I don't know? Defensive, is he scared of head? See, Tolu heads like Alex Iwobi.
Okay.
Alex Iwobi head. Tolu heads like Alex Iwobi.
Iwobi had one header in this their last game now that they just played.
Yes, if Iwobi heads the ball, like his eyes have go red. Because maybe the ball bet him in the wrong place. But somebody that is used to heading. Look at in fact, look at the way Osimhen is controlling his head. Yeah, maybe Osimhen is maybe you won't call him Osimhen now. So that's like go be like Osimhen. So I was just saying that what we need them for, they're not even doing it, IoT. What we need them for, they're not doing it. Why do I call them for? What are you calling them for? You have Sadiq Kumar. It's okay, we want to go either Sadiq Kumar. I wasn't even playing at all. Sadiq Kumar, you have Al-Qudari, and you have Onuachu. The three of them, what you call them for, they're not. So, in my own opinion, if I was to go, drop them.
See, let me go advise somebody. Busayo said, IoT, stop denying the fact that you don't fancy Tolu. Smith is saying the same thing, but with more objectivity. Paul doesn't fit into present team dynamics. Again, when I see comments like this, I laugh, I chuckle because if you say something, oh, you protect this person too much. If you say another thing, oh, you don't fancy the guy. I challenge you, this person that is calling me out here. Tell me anybody that had been promoting Arokodare since I had been promoting Arokodare. I've been bigging him up since he was in Latvia. I've been bigging him up since he was doing well at Genk. My Twitter account got deleted because of Arokodare promo that I was doing for him. So suddenly, because I am now saying that, oh, I don't think I'm being objective. That's my honest opinion. It has nothing to do. If Arokodare starts scoring goals tomorrow, I'm going to big him up because he's scoring goals. So there's nothing to fancy or not fancy about him. He has improved in certain things, but he also is not doing well right now. I don't understand how that is. Is he doing well right now? Can you tell me that he's doing well? The goals that he scored again, nothing out of the blue, nothing quality. It was circumstantial, and obviously we're happy for the goals, but I'm just being as honest as possible. It has nothing to do with fancy or not fancy. It's just the reality. So when you say Arokodare at Wolves is better than Onutra Southampton, first of all, how? I don't see how. Give him the whole season. Maybe you can assess after the whole season. But so far, what has he done to say that he was better than Onuachu Southampton? Nothing now.
Mm-hmm.
And Onuachu, we know this for a large part of the season. They were not even playing Onuachu initially before they started giving him minutes. Maybe at the end of the season, it might be true, but as of now, there's nothing that I think is true about that statement. Um, Sports Ghana says it will take a miracle for Uche to start at Palace without an injury. Sar was benched initially, but used his chance well. Uche must use his chance. And Charles is asking Smith, what about Durosimi? Your take, please. Can Durosimi get into the Super Eagles?
See, Jurosimi is good. Jurosimi is playing in Czech Republic. Jurosimi needs to go to Belgium or go to France to play. For me, I think he's talented. But if it can be Frederick for Nigeria, maybe come and perform too. But for me, based on his numbers, to come and play for Nigeria, no, he still need to move and build on the content basis here.
Somebody say, IoT, you fell out with Tolu since the day he commented, I don't send you now. Again, I will say this, if I fall out with every player that leaves a negative comment or that says something, I might as well just cancel all the shows and not talk about anybody. People need to realize, we're boys. Similarly, I'm sure we've all experienced this. You fight with one of your boys today. Tomorrow you are back. Like, I don't hold grudges against anybody. Anybody can, if it's bad comments, how many of them have left bad comments? If it's unfollow, how many of them have unfollowed? That's not going to make me start not saying trick about anybody. That's something I guys to understand. I know that maybe it's not easy for a lot of people, but I maintain my neutral stance regardless of what happens. That's why I say I'm not best friends with any player. I'm not a super fan of any player because I try to maintain my objectivity regardless of what happens. So believe me, whatever Tolu commented or did not comment, if he's playing well, he's playing well. I will not tell you he's not playing well. But if he's not playing well, even if he comments every single day that your team is the best, if he's not playing well, I will not tell you. It's like me. I won't need now that I have a relationship with. Would I come and start telling you that I won't should be in the Super Eagles?
No.
because I have a relationship with him. So people need to understand, like, there can be objectivity in these things. Somebody said it's expected to say that it's grace of God for his goals. Again, like the reality of it is that the one goal was a gift, the second goal was circumstantial. Like maybe you don't like me saying grace of God, but they were not goals that were out of quality. They were circumstantial goals, and it doesn't take away the goal, it doesn't remove it from his statistics, but it's just the reality. It's just the reality. But yeah, I rest my case. Anybody else that wants me to reply them, leave super chats. You cannot be fighting me without super chats. At least let me earn money for your argument. Okay, moving on. I think I've even finished talking about the squad list. Okay, Chidera Ejuke, it's been like another 10 marks. Why is Ejuke in the Super Eagles?
For me, it's just because we don't have options again. I see, remember we're counting players here. Remember we're predicting the lineup, predicting who we should call. We can't even count players. That's why we have 80 or half players in Europe. So for me, I think LBG too has not been getting a lot of game time in Sevilla. But still, because Simon doesn't have anybody to as a competitor in that place. So the close person is what? It's Shijira Ituke. I think the guy just said, okay, I wanted a very big squad. Let me go UK so that somebody to compete with Simon there because Lookman will not play in that position for Atalanta.
Hmm.
So, in my opinion, I just think it's just because we don't have players. That's it. We don't have players. That's it. Those two from a UK is a very good player. If UK is from Gabon, they call him. Or he's from, I think if he's from Congo too, they will call him.
Hmm.
So, but it's just because we don't have it. He's a guy that can come in, but in my own opinion, he's a good player, but just those final balls. For example, now look at that Simon's assist for Onyeka.
Hmm.
I don't think a shared you will think that way. I don't think Ejike will think that way. To go to the bad line and take it back, I don't think Ejike will think that way. That's my opinion. Ejike will want to cut back to his right.
Chidera Ejuke, another player that I've promoted for a long time. For somebody will come and say that I fell out with him now. In fact, I have a direct/indirect hand in Ejuke even first call up to the Super Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
So I have nothing against this guy. But the reality of it is that Chidera Ejuke does not deserve to be in the Super Eagles squad right now.
Yes.
Right now. Is he a talented player? Yes, he's a talented boy. He can dribble like no other. I'm on record. Similar, I don't remember I said this, that Ejuke for me was the most exciting player to watch since JJ Okocha. So that's how much praise I've given him in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But as of today, the boy barely plays for Sevilla. And that's also where I question Eric Schiller. And that's why I was saying I disagree with you initially, Smilai. Because Eric Schiller, you cannot tell me, oh, the criteria to make my squad is be playing well for your team and be able to displace who is currently in the team. And then you call players like this. Olakunle Olusegun is not playing well for his team. Chidera Ejuke is not playing well for his team. Arokodare is not playing well for his team. Maybe we are just crap. Maybe we just don't have players.
Who should replace them?
Who should replace Ejuke?
Yeah.
For me, I think I would maybe, if I'm not taking Ejuke, I would maybe take. See, you know what? I will take another. No, I'm trying to think of it properly, so I don't name that is not doing well. Let me see. Give me 1 second. I have to think about it. I will take a player like, again, I've already mentioned Paul. Paul is not a winger, but Paul, I think Paul
that position.
Paul
Who were
deserves
you gonna take?
David Moses.
David Moses.
I will bring him to come and not play. Philip Otele. I will bring him to come and not play. They are doing much better than Ejuke. Ejuke, you cannot use the excuse of Ejuke has not played for him for Eric Schell before. So we can't use that excuse. We can't say he has played for Eric Schell. I would rather call Otele than maybe the Moses after. Because those guys, at least, they satisfy one criteria. They are playing for their clubs and they are playing well. And for me, again, it just like, I think that overall, David Moses is as good as Ejuke? No, he's not. No. But Ejuke, like, you need to earn your call up. As far as I'm concerned, like, when I was growing up, like, again, for me, I used to look at Super Eagles players as these are the babas, these are the best of the best that Nigeria has to offer. If somebody is not doing well, barely plays, barely stays fit, how does the person get into the national team? I don't get it. You might as well call me up. I'm available. Like, I just don't agree with calling people that are not playing well. And it's the same reason why I was against Benjamin Frederick initially. And again, it does not mean that somebody cannot come and do well. No, that's not what it means. Frederick came and did well. It's the same reason why I was against Maduka Okoye when he first got his call up. Because for me, I just think that it waters down what it means to be a Super Eagles player when Chidera Ejuke, barely playing, coming off the bench for chicken change minutes for Sevilla, gets into the national team. And then somebody that is playing week in, week out, does not have a chance. Ejuke might not play. Olakunle Olusegun is playing in Russia. He's playing, he's having a bad season. But he's a Super Eagles player camp after camp. Somebody that is having a good season, scoring goals in the Europa League, cannot get into the side because they've not yet had a friendly in Switzerland. For me, I just don't get it. I honestly just don't get it. If we say somebody commented Boniface, oh yeah, if that's the case, bring Boniface back because Educate. Will you look at Educate stats and say, okay, Educate has been playing well for the national team, so that's why? Or can we use that excuse for him? Can we look at Olusegun and say it's because Olusegun has been playing well for the national team? Can we use that as an excuse? So if that's the case, then bring Boniface back too. Now everybody, I mean, he's even playing more minutes than Educate. They are friends.
Yeah. Can I just chip
Yeah,
in
go
here?
ahead.
See, you said this before. National team. If a player cannot fit into your pattern, don't call the player. National team is you're in camp for 3 or 4 days. And if a
Yeah.
player that you have analyzed the player very well, he can't fit into the pattern that you want to play, what's the point of calling the player?
Similarly,
I
yeah, no,
appreciate I'm coming.
okay.
I know that he might not be playing, but maybe probably he can fit into what the pattern that Eric shared. Thinks that okay, this guy can add this thing to my team. We know that Otele, Otele and probably be doing well. I've watched him too, mostly in the Europa League, and I would say I also have my reservations. But I'm not here to defend Eric or Ejuke. If somebody should be standing in front of the camera, all gun blazing, like the way they quoted it, you should be the one defending Ejuke because it's very close to you. I'm not going to stand and defend him, but I'm just trying to think that why did the manager invite him? Maybe so that to keep Akos company. I'm not. I'm just joking. But I just think that maybe sorry, but I don't want to
No,
criticize the
see,
manager too much. But I
see,
just think
Similarly, you might be right. And but again, that just goes back to another conversation about we need to be having press conferences for the coach to explain things to us. Because you might be right. Maybe he feels like Educate fits more into what I want to do than the other guys. Maybe that's the reason. And if that's this, like, see, if the coach comes and tells us that that's why, I respect it. It's the same reason why a coach can join a new club and a player that has been doing well for the club, the coach says, I don't really want this guy again. It doesn't mean that the player was not doing well. The coach is just not, doesn't like that kind of player. Some coach can enter a club and say, my striker needs to be tall and physical. Some other coach might be okay with a short, fast, striker. So I get it. But that's again, since the coach is not explaining to us, I'm just speaking based on what I'm seeing from the different players. And the coach, when he spoke, he told us that you need to be playing well for your club. And when I look at this player that you call, and I say, this player is not playing well. In fact, he's barely playing. And when he plays, it's not like the Ejuke's whole season this year. All due respect to him, is the one assist he gave Akko. That's his entire season. And that's what got him to the national team. It begs the question for me. When other people that are impressive are not making it in. Now I know that there's a gulf in quality between the Swiss league and the Spanish league. I recognize that, but for me, I think that since we're also in this position where there's a lack of quality overall, then you give a chance the same way you gave a chance to Frederick, the same way you gave a chance to Olusegun. Then actually give a chance to somebody that is actually playing well. In the same way Akin Somiro has deserved this chance, I think some other people too give you a chance to them.
so yeah. So for me, I might analyze and you realize that I need somebody a 1v1 person with this guy
Mm.
to take him on, and maybe has analyzed me potentially Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and he wants somebody to take him on. Maybe he thinks that Jidera Ajuke,
We'll be able to
potentially
do
played
that.
against Congo, will take him on, commit foul. There's VAR now. Commit
Maybe.
foul. Maybe. I don't think.
They
I
should
don't
ask
think.
him. They should ask him in the press conference. Let him
But
tell
the
us.
problem is this: who are the people in the press conference? IoT. You are the people I will ask questions. IoT.
Maybe Osasu will be there.
Okay, I thought that's who was here.
We'll find out now.
Find out.
I
It
think
should be.
OJB is going. I think OJB is going
I
tomorrow.
think Ojemi should be there. Ojemi will ask questions. So the issue basically is that sometimes the questions are just out of place. But before the announcement of the list, maybe it was during the announcement of the list. That was when the Gabon coach said something about Victor Osimhen. If you ask Eric Chet, if it's Zoom meeting, if it's Zoom announcement you want to do, just select your national list too. I know that will this let you select some people. to ask him question. The reason why he's calling up this player, the reason why he's calling up this player, the reason why he's calling up this player. At least you can just answer questions. We know that.
Hmm.
So, but my brother, they did not ask him. They were fighting until this was released. So let's see.
Okay. Um, Charles says, if we win by the grace of God, we are playing Congo. Cameroon is just a hot mess right now. How can a
No,
coach
no.
and the FA president be fighting?
Apart from the FA president, their striker was caught in a
I saw that video.
their striker was caught having somebody else inside
They say it was cheating
his
on his girl.
uncle.
The funny thing for me is that if you want to cheat, okay, you are cheating. Why are you now wearing your jersey to cheat? Because it was it was he was
He
wearing
was
the
he
shirt.
wasn't wearing Russia jersey, Cameroon Moscow jersey to cheat. He was wearing Cameroon jersey to cheat. He was against a he
I,
was against a good
I was
player.
laughing. I was laughing. I
Hey
said,
now.
okay. Viral women says, God, take us back to the days of Victor Moses. Even Moses Simon wasn't a starter at that time. Mm. He says, we should not even be complaining about Ejuke. Olakunle is the main culprit. What is he doing there? Let's be fair. Ejuke playing at La Liga can justify his inclusion. Mm. So Viral women is saying Olakunle is the main culprit. Okay. For me, I would rather educate than Olakunle is just by virtue of he was in Russia.
I don't know. His final ball is not good. Is I don't know. Yes, he's got pace.
Yeah, he got pace, but a lot of people have pace. If not to run, a lot of people can run. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the Mbemo is on fire right now, Sha. Mbemo is in form. Mbemo is
I
in
think it was Premier League player of the week once.
Yeah,
Was
he
it
was
not?
very glad month. Yeah, it was.
And also Anguissa was the Syria player of the month.
Hmm. I mean, Cameroon, to be honest, like they are having their issues, but Cameroon, they're like us. Man
Mm-hmm.
for man, they have good players in their team.
Yes.
Man for man, they have their goalkeeper is suspect, but man for man, they have good players. It's just about how they can come together as a team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very quickly, we're nearly out of time. Smilai,
Yeah.
the video that went viral this morning,
Mm-hmm.
Alex Iwobi
Mm-hmm.
posting his beautiful view from the hotel room,
Mm-hmm.
where it's almost as if the hotel is in the middle of the Moroccan ghetto. You
Mm-hmm.
know, what do you think about? I mean, he came out to clarify. The NFF posted a video of the hotel to show us that it's nice. But what do you think about the video that Iwobi posted? Should he have been more aware of what he was posting? Rather than having to come and clarify, because the good news never travels as far as the bad news. So is it something like, is he wrong for posting that video?
Um, for me, I just think that he's just trying to like enjoy himself, based on the views he's getting from that hotel. For me too, I don't expect the hotel to be in that location, but I don't think it's wrong. I think it was on Snapchat. Sometimes you do something on Snapchat. Are you going to post everything online instead of Snapchat? Sometimes, but because it's you're having a crucial World Cup qualifier, I think that so people can add minutes to it. I think it's added the minute to it. That's what makes it slightly what different. But IoT, let's call a spade a spade. I saw the video that the NFF or their guys posted on social media about the hotel. IoT, go on Trustpilot, go and check the review of the hotel.
I say it's a four-star hotel now.
What is first star this thing? See, the mosquito there, they have lateral corner, they have, they have brigadier general. See, they- go and check, go on Trustpilot and go and check the hotel. So the players might not be talking, but we have an idea of how the hotel looks like. Look at that video that Abudari was posting when they are in the dark. You will know that it's like there's somewhere in the kitchen or Undo. That's what they are. See, forget about all their posting. Forget about all their posting. Forget about all their posting. Go and check the review. Yeah, stay there before. So, for me, Moroccan Navy was not really happy with it. They weren't happy with it. They believe that it's the NFF that meant to take care of the hotel, bills of the players and things like that.
Mm.
And I think NFF too went for the cheaper alternative. I think so. So, And the reason why I even know this NFF is that Eric Chair wanted the bigger squad, NFF wanted the smaller squad, so that it can cut costs, with these qualifiers. So, in my opinion, Iwobi is not right to post it, but I think he was forced to change to team narrative. I think the hostel was really bad.
It's funny because I mean the video of the hotel in general did not look bad. But that view that Alex, no, but that view that Alex Iwobi posted, you would have thought that they were camping somewhere in Ilikweju or somewhere in one of these towns. It looked very bad. He didn't say anything in the video, but his face said everything that he needed to say. I agree with you that the NFF more than likely told him to go and clarify. Because similar happened. You remember at the WAFCON when Ajibade complained about the hotel that they were putting, the small rooms, no gym in the hotel, no pool in the hotel. The NFF immediately told her, no, that you can't put out something, like they don't want the bad PR. So it will be, maybe you can say, should have been more careful and more aware of what he was posting. But he did not lie. He did not criticize, he did not lie. It's different if maybe he went somewhere else that wasn't their hotel and said, oh, look at where we're staying. But he simply posted a view from his window. It's not his fault that the view was a bad view. That's the view that people gave him. Okay, even if you say that it's just that part of the hotel that is facing that side, why did you not book the room with nice view? We've all booked hotel before. You go to the hotel website, they will say city view, corner, this thing. They'll tell you where the window is facing, the kind of view that you will have. If there is a beach, they'll tell you beach view, whatever the case may be. So why did they not get the ones that are nice for the players? I don't know why they did it like that. Iwobi did not tell a lie. He did not paint a false impression. He showed what was there. When they showed the rooms looked nice. The rooms looked okay, But obviously, it's the negative one that always flies now. That's the one that people are going to repost and people are going to. And his reaction was funny.
It's $100 per night, and there's a club in front of it. See, sometimes
it's $100 per night. Is that hotel?
Yes.
Are you sure?
It's $100 per night. Go and check it. Go and book it. I'll go and book it. It's $100 per night. Amu just confirm it's $100 per night. And there's a club in front of it that they make noise there. You want see. I don't know these people. See, that's what. See, people have somebody coming to them and say, "Hey, don't give Nigeria bad period." What is the bad period of the year? See, there's internet IoT. There's why did I know Trustpilot review? Means you will know they want to go and video the hotel. You will know IoT. Go and book that hotel. You will be met with Darokodari on one side. This is national assignment IoT. If you don't have money, talk to the president. This assignment, it should be like in a very serene environment where there's no noise. Allow them to focus. It's called camp. They're not going for club. It's called camping, like in a very environment that they can focus. We beat Gabon on Thursday now. On Monday, there's going to be on Friday. There's going to be party noise. The players can be tempted to go and dance with their sorrow. On Friday, when there's a club everywhere, we don't put players in that situation.
Mo left a comment here that one when I saw this, I was unpleasantly surprised. They booked economy flights for the players because I remember seeing that even Arokodare posted on his snap and his leg. Arokodare is a tall guy. His leg could barely fit, in the space because it was an economy flight. They've been flying them in business class, so I'm a bit surprised when London to this is not even that much. I was surprised that they now put them economy for these flights. So I don't know. Osimhen probably flew in his private jet, but now it's another story. But I was surprised that they did that. He said officials will now come in tomorrow on their business class flights and collect extra code. You know how we do it in Nigeria. But yes, I mean, whatever the case may be, let's hope that they have good living conditions. I think camp is still not full yet. We're still waiting for some players to join them in camp. The game is in 3 days. I think as of today, they told us there were 14 players in camp. Maybe some more would have joined.
18 in camp.
18, so they will have their first maybe full training tomorrow.
The Oloroko that was rushing has not got to camp.
To be fair, it begs the question because after that game, he was saying, "Oh, I have to go. I'm going for national team." I'm still not seeing you. So I understand what Bilal is saying.
You don't recall it somewhere else. I will not say it.
That video, everybody was saying he's so determined, he's so passionate, he's yeah, still not arrived. How long is the flight really when you think about it? You know, somebody said there's a senior private. When I say his private jet, I don't mean his own private jet, the private jet that he will rent, not his own private jet.
Mansour Agumbade, I did not say the place, so don't come and put you in trouble.
Very good. But we're waiting for him. Shall let's see. By the time everybody arrives in camp, maybe they'll do their first training tomorrow, then another one on Wednesday, -1 training. So it won't be a serious training, and then they'll play the game. We hope that it goes well. We hope that it goes well. But let's look forward to that game. Let's preview that game for tomorrow live. We've talked about the national team. We've looked at this thing. So let's look at the qualifying form. How both teams reach this stage of the competition. Nigeria in World Qualifying, 10 games, 4 wins, 5 draws, 1 defeat. 15 goals scored, 8 goals conceded, finished with 17 points. Gabon, on the other hand, 10 games, 8 wins, 1 defeat, 1 draw. 22 goals scored, 9 goals conceded, 25 points. First of all, it almost feels unfair that Gabon and Nigeria are in the same predicament, considering how well they did. Which is why I understand some people that were not happy with the whole format of elimination of points, but it is what it is. But Gabon are coming into this in good form in the African qualifying series. They have that confidence, they have that belief that they can do well. So, like, looking ahead to this game, do you think form plays any factor at all, or it's not going to matter?
See, for me, form doesn't play any factor yet. And I think that, it depends on how prepared you are for that occasion. It's a one-off game, It depends on how prepared you are for the occasion. So a lot of people, a lot of people I've been watching different sports channels talking about how Gabon will roast Nigeria, on Thursday. So, and people don't know, Gabon just use their World Cup qualifier form to mask their AFCON qualifier. They lost 5-1 at home to Morocco. They lost 4-1 away to Morocco. 9-2 on aggregate. They draw 0-0 at home to Lesotho. With the big Lamena and so. I don't know what they did with Central African Republic, but IoT, let's call it spade a spade. These Gabon team are not invisible, but kudos to them that they were able to gather a lot of points to be at this stage. IoT, no matter how you get there. That is the most important thing. No matter how you get there. The door was nearly shut when Nigeria gave the driver money and got there. So form is out of the window. This is a different one-off game. This is a knockout game. That's why I say that the way you're going to approach a group game is different from the way you're going to approach this type of game. So this type of game now, you must prioritize that. You cannot use Benin Republic tactics. That's against Benin Republic was on God's blazing. Say, okay, I want to win. Winner takes it all. You cannot approach that with this game. So for me, form is out of the window.
Okay. FIFA ranking. Does that matter at all? Nigeria 41st in the world, Gabon 77th in the world. On paper, that gives us the impression of a big gap. Do you think that the gap is not as big as it looks in the ranking? At Gabon, it seemed that Nigerians should actually be worried about, or should we not be concerned about Gabon?
So for me, if you underrate Gabon, you underrate Gabon as your own parent, and the difference in the FIFA ranking does not really show anything, that much. With due respect to FIFA ranking or what they actually will do, there's some countries above Nigeria FIFA ranking. I think that if Nigeria crash them, for example, now Wales is above Nigeria FIFA ranking. I think Nigeria will bump Wales, if they actually was meet up. So it doesn't matter. The spine of Gabon is very good. Let's be honest ourselves. They might not have a good goalkeeper. I think the goalkeeper plays in Ivory Coast. They have Manga. That's why the Manga is playing semi-pro. But Manga is the leader of that team. He's the captain of that team. They have Lamina in the midfield, and they have Aubameyang and Bouanga,
Wanga.
up front. So if you underrate them, they can cause trouble for you.
Mm.
And I think one of the areas I think Gabon will pose Nigeria threats is long balls. You know, to Aubameyang. This long ball, how Aubameyang arriving late in the box, or there's any ricochet, in the box that is going to bounce on. For example, now the opportunity we give against Benin Republic. If you give it that opportunity against Aubameyang, he will score.
Mm.
He will score. So, like for example, now Atungi's opportunity that they gave him a lot of space, in that game against Benin Republic. If it was Aubameyang, if he didn't score, he's going to hit the target.
Mm.
So we have to approach them in caution. We should not be too open, against Gabon, in my opinion.
Mm. Mm. Okay. Key players. You already mentioned some of the key players. So they have obviously Mario Lemina,
Mm-hmm.
Osimhen's teammates,
Mm-hmm.
who is in their squad. They have Aubameyang. You mentioned Kanga. Their goalkeeper. You mentioned Oyono as well. Who do you think, other than the obvious, we know Aubameyang,
Mm-hmm.
but who else do you think the Nigerian players need to really, really curb? If Gabon are going to get a result in this game, or if Nigeria are going to get a result in the game, who are the players that we need to handle? And who are the players that have the most ability to shine for Gabon?
Is Kanga. Kanga is not having the best of time currently now in his Turkish club, but there's one thing about him: the fluidity between him and Lemina in that midfield. Their third midfield partner is suspended. I hope they play so that we can get, but they will not play him. I think they just put his name there in
In
case they
case,
beat Nigeria for the final. For me, what really helped them is the chemistry they have in the midfield. The exchange Kanga and Lamina. Normally, I should what the way they move the ball around, helps. Before I joined this life, and I was working, I just put Burundi against Gabon. That was the last game they played,
yeah,
before this game. So I watched it. Though Bamiyan did not play that game, I realized how badly they struggled to the 85th minute, 86 minutes or so before
before
they
this,
got the break,
yeah.
before they actually was scored. So, in my opinion, I think we can say Kanga is so important, but Kanga cannot function if there's no Buanga or Bamiyan up front.
Mm.
And for me, if you can shut up Kanga, and I think Buanga and what's it called, and Bamiyan will not have service up front.
Mm. Nigeria, who can make the difference for us?
For me, see, if I forget about I'm a Nigerian, but if I'm a betting guy, I'm going to place my money on Nigeria to win the game, And the reason why I'm going to place my money on Nigeria to win the game, it's not because of Tua Koyari, it's because of Victor Osimhen, because you have one of the best striker, in world football. I think you
Like,
have this.
there was no reason to mention Tolu there. Well, go on, go on.
There is, he's probably one of the best. He's probably the best striker, in Africa. He's best striker in Africa and one of the best in world football. See, what you just need to do is to keep it tight at the
Mm.
back. If you keep it tight at the back, Victor Osimhen will get opportunity. There's one thing you know about Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen knows how to put his leg where they will kick it in the box. Do I about that? He knows where to put his leg where they will kick it. He's so clever player. His movement now have changed. I was wondering how will Kanga and how will Manga, how will Manga undo this guy? Manga will play alongside with one guy from Mali, from Malian division. How will they handle Victor Osimhen? The movement is crazy. So, and the Benin Republic backline, what went against them was basically because they have a very slow defense. I said it in that preview. The same thing with Benin Republic, with Gabon too. They have a very slow defense, but they have this boy called the boy that plays for Onje. Is it called Oyunu? I don't know. If the boy plays at the left back. No, Akume. There's one called Aku. Is it Akume and Oyunu? They're the two wing backs.
Oyono plays for Frosinone.
Frosino. What about
Liverpool.
Akume, the left back?
Ekomi.
Ekomi, yes, Ekomi.
Yeah, plays for Angers.
Onje. And the other partner's manga, he plays in Mali also. What's his name? He plays in Mali.
Are you talking about Undong?
Yes, the one plays.
Didier Undong. No, Didier Undong plays in Iran.
No, okay, maybe I've moved to Iran also. I think the one guy that played for Mali too. So the issue is that they have a very slow defense. So I just think that if we can actually work on that, I think they're going to be in trouble.
Okay. Super Eagles team. Do you think that the defensive pairing of Bassi and Frederick, most likely that's the pairing we're going to see? Can they handle Boanga and Aubameyang?
Let me just say, based on my investigation, my report today, I think it's going to be Awaziem and Bassi. Fredericks at the right back. It's going to be Awaziem, Bassi, Fredericks at the right back, based on what I observe. So for me, and with due respect to Awaziem deserves to play, but just my problem is that I just hope that he performs well. I don't think he has played with Bassi that much, in national team. So for me, the major thing that can really, if they will beat us, the one thing that can go against us is the second ball. We must learn how to deal with second balls. The balls, that second ball that Aubameyang normally see, those second balls normally fall on Kanga. Kanga is very fast to second balls. So if Kanga can take the ball in front of, and we are too slow to second ball, that's the problem. So if they don't beat Nigeria, it's going to be what? Our ability to respond to second ball. A ricochet or just a slip through pass. That is what they can use to beat us. There's nothing. Second ball. And that second ball, I'm not like to you, I don't know be the coach, because based on what I see again today, it's like it will be and it starts again. The double pivot. So based on what I see, Frank Wanyeka might help because it's the one that is quickest to the second ball. That's it.
Someone says stop revealing our information. Enemy might be watching. Don't worry. There's nothing that Smidlai will say that they cannot get if they want
get to. online.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you're kind of already talking about it, but I was going to ask you anyway. Keys to success. If you can point out 2 keys to success for both sides, what are the 2 things that Gabon needs to do to win this game? What are the 2 things that Nigeria needs to do to win this game?
Press intensity. Press intensity. If you press him very well, and secondly too, if their juju can work on the chair to go and play Ekong. In fact, if they start Ekong, I will just off the TV and go to bed because Ekong will keep Aubameyang onside. See, Ekong will keep Aubameyang onside, and there's VR now. He kept the other player onside, and he was putting his hand up. Hey, offside. It's not. Ekong will keep Aubameyang onside. So, and if that one happens, we're in trouble. So, for me, I think if they press in the D, it's a problem. And secondly, too, try long balls. Try long balls for Gabon. If you try long ball, if we win the first header, they are not cooking the second balls. So then it's going to be like a 2-3 formation. Then we're in problem. Iwobi can still maneuver himself in tight spaces. It's okay than Wilfred did it. That's what I just think. But apart from long balls and try to win the ball early and press us, I don't think it's not just of. I don't see them beating off his crosses. They used to cross the ball a lot. I don't see them beating off his crosses.
Okay. For the sake of time, because we're already running long, let's quickly do our preferred lineups for the game. And I'm going to lead off by a comment that somebody here had asked, the super chat comments that I did not take earlier. Um, or actually, before we do that, okay, so let me just take some of the super chat comments. Somebody had asked if I can find the comment. So Adas asks if Nigeria qualify for the World Cup, which diaspora players will suddenly discover their Nigerian heritage? We need more chance creators in the squad.
If I know that shout out to one of our friends here that have been working on Honest and Honor. Shout out to one of our friends. I don't want to mention his name. Has been working on Honest and Honor. Atlanta. I think he can come back. It's a left back pass and left centre back. Alongside Kamibasi. And for me, the obvious one is the one that you all know, the Independence Day guy.
Oluwatosin.
That is the one that Independence Day guy is the one that we show interest that is ready to play for Nigeria again.
Okay. Viral moment is since Yusuf knows that he won't play, he always comes late. Why?
And you see, same thing applicable to one other player. So I don't mention his name.
Hmm. Okay.
You know that it's not the first choice, so we come late.
Charles saying something exciting happened today. FIFA puts Nigeria in pot three and Italy to pot one, meaning if the draw happens on December 5th, we should be good.
Beat Gabon first.
Hmm. Viral moment says Gabonese defense can be slow. My only worry is the mobility of Aubameyang. He loves to make his mark behind the wings of CBs. Pray for Frederick. Hmm.
Yes, Fredericks. In fact, if Fredericks can survive Buanga for 90 minutes, then I will give him a foul.
Oh, really? Like I've been thinking about it. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Frederick handles it because again, increasingly difficult competition, increasing the level of players. Can he hold his own? And I want to see, Buanga. I see. I watch the MLS. I know you guys don't like the MLS, but I watch the MLS and I watch LAFC, and I see what Buanga does. He's been lighting up that league, and now that he's playing with Kwang Min Son, he's been doing well. Him and Son have a fantastic 1-2 combo, and for Gabon as well, Buanga is a very big threat. So I'm happy. I like the fact that Benjamin Frederick gets to test himself against quality players, and if he can cage Buanga, cage Abame, in fact, I won't have anything negative to say about him again. He can be scoring on goal every day for his club. If he can cage those guys and not concede opportunities, I'll be very impressed because I know that those guys have quality. I think for me, I'm looking at it that it will be more so of a team effort to put those guys under control. But when Frederick has to deal with them 1v1, because those guys have pace, those guys have strength, they have skill, it's going to be a big challenge for a young player.
The only thing I'm worried about for Frederick is the movement of the guys. It's not about dribbling. If Braga wants to take Fredericks on, it's okay. Fredericks will fancy his chances. But the problem is movement. It's okay, movement and concentration. That's why I think that if they play Chukwueze in that position, Fredericks is going to be in trouble.
Because they won't get the help that he needs.
They won't get the help that he needs. Except they want to play this guy in the midfield, Frank Onyeka.
Okay. Let's move on quickly. It's like lineup. So Folarin Yusuf is kicking off us off with this question. Bali Okoye to start. So like answer that question and then tell us how you would like the team to be set up.
Despite that, I wasn't a fan, but Bali to start. Just because he has been there throughout the World Cup qualifier. Apart from the game that France all kept, that put us in trouble. Since then, nobody has been there for like 8 games. I think nobody was. No, Uzo kept 2 games. Nobody kept 8 games. I'll tell you that. So he has been there. So if he suspended himself, Magical Koye can play in the final if we win. I will still go pick nobody.
Okay, defense.
Sanusi Zezu has led back. In the defense, I'm going to go with Awaziem and Basi. Despite people are scared of Awaziem, I'll play with him and Basi because the problem is that him and Basi play similarly. They're so similar. But I'm going to go to Fredericks as the right back. That's it.
Midfield.
I will go with a three-man midfield. I'll go with a three-man midfield. I'll go with Alex Iwobi at the tip of that midfield. I'll build Frank Onyeka and Wilfred Didi, to support him in that area. But I would like Onyeka to move slightly forward, so that to help them. Then yeah, Iwobi, Onyeka, and Didi.
And then who spearheads? Who are the attackers?
I go Harry. No, I'm joking. Osimhen will start. For me, Chukwueze is going to be there. He's going to be there because of his form and as well as Simon. I won't play Akon.
You wouldn't play. You wouldn't play Lookman either.
Yeah, I won't play Lukaku too.
Okay. I think for me, Nwabali stays in goal. I like Okoye. I'm a fan of Okoye's ability, but I think Nwabali rather.
Don't say something different too.
Nwabali stays in goal. In defense, I think I'll probably go Basi, Frederick, Sanusi, and Bright.
See, you cannot play Bright against Buanga. See, if you call Bright Buanga, I will just off the. You see, I will not go watch the game. I will just go escort from you when you are doing your post match. Bright against Buanga.
Okay. Midfield, I would go Alex Iwobi, Wilfred Ndidi. I don't know if I would go with a midfield three, or maybe I don't believe that Eric Shell would go with a midfield three. Maybe I don't believe. That's why I'm saying this. So I'll probably go with Iwobi and Ndidi, and ahead of them, Chukwueze will play from the right because we know it's more of an inside forward. We would have Simon, of course, because Simon is a fixture in the squad. Osimhen obviously up front, and then it's now the person that plays with Victor Osimhen that is the question. I don't necessarily know if Akko will play. I don't see Simon and Lookman playing together, so it's a very tricky one for me to decide what I think. Again, my head is mixed between what I think or what I would like and what I think the coach would do based on how the coach likes to set up. But I think I might just go with Akko. I might just say Akko, Osimhen, Chukwueze, Simon, Iwobi, Ndidi, Sanusi, Basi, Frederick, right?
Adeola knows Bright very well. He said that you will see him on the floor. Yes, on the floor. On the floor, slide tackle on the floor.
Okay. We'll see what the coach decides to do now. We'll see what the coach decides to do. Okay. Prediction, finally, before we take our callers. Prediction.
See, this prediction, I just hope that everything comes together on Thursday. From the Nwabali's near-death experience, against Lesotho, to Kevin Bassey's handball, to Eritrea withdrawing, getting through the back door, to everything. I just hope that everything comes together, Nigeria win. But it's not going to be an easy game. I don't see Nigeria keeping a clean sheet in that game. Likewise, too, I don't see Gabon keeping a clean sheet in that game. If I'm to put my money, I'm going to put my money on Nigeria to win a score game.
Tell us the score. Okay.
3-2.
3-2.
Nigeria scored 2 goals, Gabon equalized, Nigeria scored a winning goal. Fight breaks out at the end of the game.
Okay. I mean, for me, I also think that both teams will score. I think both teams will score.
There's no go and play it though.
If you play it and you lose your money, that's your problem now. Yeah, but I think both teams will score. I'm going to go with Nigeria 2, Gabon 1. I think that the game will be more cagey than the Benin Republic game for sure. We don't need goal difference in this one. We need a W. I think the players, there'll be a little bit of nerves, but they will try to hold their own. They'll be fired up. The Gabonese players will be fired up as well. One error will cost us and the Gabon will score. They will have more chances, but they might not score their more chances. We will also have a few chances, but we'll get the win at the end of the day. I think so. I think we'll get the win 2-1, and then we'll prepare for DR Congo or for Cameroon. But I'm going to go with a 2-1 Nigeria victory over Gabon. Let me know, you guys in the chats. Let me know your own score predictions. Who do you think will get on the score sheet? Ada says 1-1 after extra time. Nigeria wins on penalties. Olu says 3-1 Nigeria. Someone says 3-2 na pressure. Peter says Nigeria 3, Gabon 0. Jay says Nigeria 3, Gabon 1. Okay, okay. Let me know your predictions, guys. But yes, we're going to take callers very quickly, guys. Since we're over time, we will need to give you 3 minutes each. To just give us your thoughts on whatever it is that we've discussed today. You might want to contribute on. Obviously, most likely going to be the Super Eagles, but yes, 3 minutes each so that we can just wrap up very quickly. But yes, thank you to everyone that has been tuned in up to this point. I appreciate you guys. Keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing to the channel, keep sending super chats. We're almost at the goal, not quite there yet, but almost at the goal. So you guys can complete the goal in the next 10 minutes. Timmy Talkwell, welcome.
Welcome, good evening, IoT.
Good evening, good
I
evening.
am, I am.
Please mute. Are you watching? If you, mute the other one that you're watching, I'm getting feedback.
No, no, I'm into already.
Okay, go on. Yes.
First about the game, I think we are winning 3-1. 3-1 for Nigeria. But Smith scores 2 goals and Chukwueze the 1 goal. That's 3-1. They've scored the last goal. Gabon scored a condition goal for them. Scored the best goal 3-0 in the first half. They win. About the team lead squad for the first 11. One Bali in goal. Batia and Awadim. Francis and right back, Sadusi at left back, midfield three. Iwobi at number 10. I'll go with Onyeka and Indida two people in the front of the defense because of the Gabonese midfield pace. And the attack go for Simon Akwan Osimhen up front. That's my first level. And about the video that just this guy posted, Iwobi posted, that was just a fun. So NFF, I want to ask the question: who take up the bill for the hotel, the Nigeria or CAF for that hotel? Who paid the bill for the hotel? CAF or
I
Nigeria?
believe it should be Nigeria. It's not a tournament.
Okay, so now okay, that mean NFF make the hotel they make accommodation abi. That's their problem. That's the one that should go. Finally, IoT. I've reported to Smith Larry and I tell it to your face now. I messaged you a lot of time on Instagram and on Twitter. You didn't reply my message, and I was very angry. So now I call you out now.
I apologize. Which message did you see? You know, sometimes don't be me they check all these things. Do you message me or you message a good tracker?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know good striker now. I don't know that handle. I don't know that handle. I don't know. I don't. You have you have other personal handle. I don't
On
know about the good
Instagram.
striker now. I'm on Instagram. Yes.
Okay, our
I don't
handle on
know.
Instagram is at Eagles Tracker NG.
I know that one. I put it that one. Send message that one. When you post about the Osimhen go and also last week post on Twitter vote for player of the year, player of the month for Nigeria, the ladies. Mention Madi there, and I think Madi is not in Nigeria anymore. You see that post on my Twitter. So I forgive you already. So that's by the so
All right, thank
that
you.
that
Thank you,
that
King Doctor.
that that boot talk. Good night, my
All
brother.
right, thank you. All
Mm.
right, thank you. Okay, very quickly. Humble Henry, welcome.
Yes, good evening. Yes, I want to talk about the lineup. I rather play Ekong than I was in. I rather play Ekong than I was in.
Hmm,
I rather play Benjamin in front, play Osaye than I was in.
hmm,
If Aubameyang is 36 years old and he's a striker, let Ekong mark him. No wahala. In fact, the prediction is 3-0. It's an easy work. It will be more easier than Benin Republic.
hmm,
I didn't say the road is clear.
hmm,
The road is clear. The only thing is play the same players you played against Benin Republic. Remove Aqua Adams, put Lookman.
hmm.
Let him and Osime play as a striker. Yes. Wabali. hmm, Okay, Wabali, let him be the goalkeeper. I think that we need to caution him. Mm. It might even pass more, even 3 or 4 zeros. I don't see the chances of them scoring us. I don't see it. No, 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 no. It's easy. It's easy. It's easy. The road is clear. It's very easy.
Mm.
Those that are doing betting, don't go and bet to see me three or this, but this is good. It's easy, easy. It's easy game. My concern is the final.
Mm.
Yes, it's easy. Aubameyang, nothing easy. They might even give them red card if cash not taken. They might even give them. I'm telling you, it's very. The spirit is calm. The road is clear.
Mm.
But my concern is I was in.
Mm.
I don't know whether I have work on. No, no. I rather play. I rather play Ekong than I was in.
Okay.
No, no.
I like how you're always having this confidence.
Yes.
Somebody said, yeah, somebody in chat said, humble Henry, whenever people zig you, you always zag. So
Actually, let me tell you now. At a stand, there's no African club that can beat Super Eagles at a stand.
Morocco,
No
Senegal,
nowhere.
Egypt,
Woo!
uh,
Nobody.
mm,
Nobody. I have not even seen nobody from their A to the best. They can't.
mm.
At a stance right now, they can't.
Okay, we will see now. I mean, I'm praying for the Super Eagles to win, but
Yeah, yeah. The thing is, I was man. I don't know why my mind is still. To be honest, yes, it's a good player, but I rather play Benjamin Frederick with Kevin Bassey. Play Osai somewhere. In fact, if let him go, just go there and buy himself there, no problem. Than playing Awazim. I don't know.
all
I
right,
don't know how he's going to defend. I don't know how him and the what's his name Mobile is going to do. That's the only thing I'm looking at.
all right. Thank you, Obueri. I have to let you
You
go
are
because of
you
time,
welcome.
but I'm
Okay, bro. Thank you.
all right. Sports Grinder, welcome.
Hey guys, how you all doing?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, so like every other person has been saying, I will likely talk about, primarily the game. Um, I've been spending time watching the Gabon highlights. Those guys are pretty fast. Like with every day I watch them, every day my fear level increases.
Mm.
Yeah, they're bad in the defense, but if you watch the game against Kenya, where they won Kenya 2-1 away, almost all their up balls find their wingers. And once it finds their wingers, Aubameyang makes a kind of run that, and those guys cross very uh, accurately from the left. Bwanga, the guy that started the very first game for them, the Kenya game. I think his name is Palon or Poco, one of them. Like very, very accurate crosses too. So that's my fear. If we can be disciplined and don't allow them run behind, then we can be good. But if they do it once, do it twice, and they're getting it, they'll keep doing it, and that may throw off our own other game. Against Burundi, they had a lot of chances. They just didn't score. They didn't have a boomerang on that day. They just didn't score. And I've watched other of their highlights. The only one that they were really punished was against Morocco. But sides don't really punish them like that. Like Gambia that punish them, they also punish Gambia, so they can score. So that's why my prediction would be a 4-2 or a 3-2 game. Like they're gonna score more than one against us for
Yeah.
sure.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, they're likely gonna score more than one goal against us because our defense is not as solid as Ivory Coast. And they got chances against Ivory Coast, a lot of chances. But if we can be threatening them, if we can at least if Lookman and Osimhen can click like Nations Cup, then we have a very, very big chance. We have a very big chance. But we'll score. But they will score. They will score. But I don't know how much we will score. But I know they will likely score like at least 2 goals
Mm.
with the
Okay.
way they play and with the way with the way we give up chances. That's why I feel they may score too.
Mm.
But to nullify the threat, since I've been watching Gabon and I now look at the squad list, to nullify the threat, um, you want to use someone that's fast, that once they fling the ball, once he turns, he can also run with them. Ekon cannot do that. Awaziem can do that. Basi can do that. Like there's one thing when you're already facing your goal and you're running, but there's one thing when you watch the ball and you
That's,
have to turn and
yeah.
you adjust and have to take off. You need someone that's as fast that can catch them. Now, whoever plays with Bwanga is going to worry the person. Bwanga is not only dribble. He's not only about dribble. He's about movement, like how Smith says. I watch him in MLS. That guy has movement. It's not his whole game is not all about. Like if you go see the goal they scored against Burundi, he moved from 7 into the 9, got the true pass, ran to the. No, sorry, he moved from 11 into the 9, got the true pass, went wide towards 7 and crossed it. They deflected it, and the guy, used Shangalo to score. So he has a lot of movement. He's not just gonna stay one place and say, "Oh, only Benjamin should catch him," but he's gonna give either Benjamin or Asai problems. I would preferably use Benjamin there, Awazem, Basi, and then Zaidu, Wambali in goal. But I'll play 4-3-3. Like Chell has to, he just does not need to be rigid on that 4-4-2. I will play Onyeka, Ndidi. Of course, Ndidi will play Onyeka, Ndidi, and Iwobi. I won't do what he told Onyeka to do against Rwanda, where he told him to go to 7. I'll tell Onyeka to play like 2-4, but more towards
Mm,
the right side to be with Benjamin. In case Benji is up, then Onyeka can run diagonal to go
mm,
block it there.
right.
Um, this game is not a 4-4-2 where the right back needs to come back. You just need a midfielder to be holding and cutting passing lanes and going back. Then I'll play 4-3-3 Simon, Chukwueze, and Osimhen. I won't start Lookman in this particular game. Yeah, that's my
All right.
formation. Nullify Gabon. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sports Ghana. Always nice hearing from you. The way you take the time to actually watch these games and understand, it can't be like say we define our work. But
no,
yeah,
no worries. Man.
but thank you. Always nice to hear from you.
All right, take care, guys.
All right. One more caller for this evening, and then we'll wrap up
Yeah.
today's show. We already was 2.5 hours into this. I wanted to keep it at 2 hours, but that's always a dream. So yes, Uche, please take us home. Final thoughts for the
Yeah,
evening.
just as Sports Grinder said, the same formation, but this time I'll play a 4-3-1-2. So Chukwueze behind, then Lookman and Osimhen at top because I've watched um Simon's game of late, and if you check in Paris, he only turns up in the second half. He doesn't turn up in the first half. There are games where he can't even make it through. He doesn't. The attack comes from the other guy on the left, the light skinned guy on the left. So he only turns up in the second half. So it would be better for him to come in the second half and run riot when you know that Gabon's defenders are very tired. That would be better for us than for us to play in the first half. And the reason why we can't play, what's his name? Ekong. We can't play Ekong. Ekong cannot play against Aubameyang. If you watch what Aubameyang does lately, he just stays back. He comes in like he makes late run into the defense. If you see him in Marseille, he makes those every time he's making the late run. He's either helping the guy next to him or he's coming in late to hit the ball. So it would be good for us to play 4-3-3, not a 4-4-2 this time. Then Chukwueze stays behind. And in the case of what's his name, AJK is like a wild card. So that's why I see what the coach is doing. Most times you need stability in the team. You don't need like Otele has not played with the team before. Neither has David Moses played with the team before. So that's why I would pick. I favored Chidera or AJK, even though he's kind of selfish. I watched the last game. The last game he had the last play. He was supposed to cut the ball to either Akko or what's his name, Romero. He didn't cut it. He went for glory. So I think that's something that he needs to curtail in his games. Yeah. So basically what I feel.
Score prediction? Did you give us score prediction?
Score prediction. I'm not expecting much. Right now Nigeria is just living on extra legs. So whatever they do, I'll take it. I'll take it. Right now, I even left me. I wanted Nigeria to be out of the World Cup so that we can face NFF. Pure. The NFF is the reason why we are at this spot right now. We shouldn't be playing this game. So, but well, God has given us an opportunity to move further. So I'll take it. Anything that happens, I'll be happy. But we should keep the coach. We should keep
Yeah.
All right. Thank you
So
very much, Uche. Bismillah, you want something quickly too?
let us say something. So a lot of people have been comparing them to Benin Republic. I don't think it's fair to compare them to Benin Republic.
Oh, Gabon.
Gabon, because football is not mathematics.
No.
Do you think Benin can lose 5-1 to Morocco? I don't think so.
No, they won't.
I don't think so. So, and I also think that I think Lesotho lost 4-0 to Benin Republic in Abidjan. Gabon could not beat Lesotho. That's now. So it's unfair to compare them with all these Aubameyang and this thing. In fact, with all the Aubameyang, they went to Central African Republic. It was only 1-0 against the Central African Republic. So they just maxed this World Cup campaign. Their AFCON campaign was bad. They nearly missed out. So the issue is that I know that the boys should be confident and go for it. That is what I just think. So
Yeah,
they're not invisible.
But now that there are just 18 players in camp, I thought today was the last day for them to come to camp. 6 people have not yet arrived.
Maybe they will arrive over the night.
Wow. So that means they only have 2 days to train.
Essentially. Yeah.
That's not fair. That's not fair. And I feel like it should go as a deterrent. Like someone like Al Hassan, if he's not coming in this, like Nigeria
USA, they have a government shutdown. All their flights are getting
canceled. But USA to Morocco, 6
No, but it's about getting, first of all, it's about getting the flights. Because right now, traveling to and through the USA is not easy. Flights, thousands, not even hundreds, thousands of flights are getting cancelled every day. So it's not easy to get into or out of the USA at the moment, even within the country, because of the government shutdown.
Why then did they pick him when they know that it's 50-50? They would have picked David Moses.
I mean, maybe, I'm just saying, I don't know if that's the reason, or I'm just saying that maybe it's something.
He keeps on doing it. He keeps on
doing it. Are you sure it's not in Kano?
But it also might be the flights that they got for him. Who knows? Maybe the flights are expensive and they wanted to look for the cheapest flight. And that cheapest flight maybe is from it will go from DC, it will stop in Istanbul. NFF, they can do those things where they will give you 2 layover because they don't want to pay for
he should not be in the team. And one more thing, the case of Iwobi, I checked the Google review for that hotel. Hell, 2.5.
2.5. It says a 4-star hotel.
But it's the reviews. Usually when they do reviews, customer reviews. So 3.5. 3.5 is bad for the business. So usually you want to stay at 4, 5. But
it is. Don't worry, the players will be okay.
I see NFF should just be counting their stars.
Right. Thank you very much, Uche. Nice to hear from you always. Okay. We are way over our time, so we have to call it an evening. And I appreciate everyone that has stuck with us. We still have 277 people that are tuned in after almost 3 hours of this conversation. So thank you to everybody. We didn't hit the goal, so live watch along for Thursday's game is up in the air. Yes. But I want to thank everybody that's still.
Do you want to give them chance for super thanks?
You can still leave super thanks after the fact. But thank you to Viral Moments. Thank you to Charles, Folari, Ada. Thank you to Sports Grinder, to the Soil Whisperer. Thank you to Samuel Mbal, Ola Odunsi, Emeka. I think we also got one from somebody else I might be forgetting. But thank you for your support, guys. It's always appreciated. It helps to keep the channel growing. It helps us to keep creating this content. If you are new here, welcome, subscribe. Lots of exciting content, interviews, debates, these live conversations, match previews, match reviews, and so much more that you can enjoy. And yeah, we're looking forward to the game on Thursday, Nigeria versus Gabon in the World Cup qualifying playoffs, the CAF, edition. And if we win that game, we look forward to the next game on Sunday. So yes, it's going to be an exciting one. Smidlai, final thoughts? Final
Yeah,
comments.
yeah. Another show, another exciting, and shout out to those actuals, who just from the start to this very moment, shout out to you guys. So on Thursday, we'll see how it goes, anyhow it is, make sure you eat before the game, and so
Important.
that
It's before the game. Yes.
yes, yes,
And that's it from me, guys. Thank you very much.
yeah.
As always, my name is Ayoti. My co-host is
Meet like
yes. This has been the Naija FC podcast. We'll see you